Hey, my name is King, or as some of you might know me better, Israel. I've gotten around, but hopefully you recognize me from my own channel, King Tannic. There's a new show coming to the Burnettwork that I think is pretty exciting. Welcome to the Otaku Experience, hosted by yours truly. There is going to be a weekly series where we dive into the news and the world of anime, manga, and whatever the heck else Japan has to offer us. The show will be pre-recorded and premiere on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Pacific Time or 5 p.m. Eastern right here on the Burnettwork YouTube channel.
Greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your Duke of Dope Discourse, Robert Meyer Burnett. I invite you to watch and listen to the Designing Hollywood podcast, brought to you by Martika Ibarra and the great, legendary Hollywood costume designer, Marilyn Vance. I am afforded the wonderful opportunity of co-hosting the show. If you are interested in the magic of Hollywood, the design of Hollywood, the clothes of Hollywood, watch the Designing Hollywood podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts from, or find the video version on YouTube. That's right, the Designing Hollywood podcast. Why would you ever want to miss it? Especially if you love the movies. Well, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your Duke of Dope Discourse, your master of fun and wonder, your viceroy of verisimilitude, your, I don't know, pharaoh of physical media. Call me what you want. Your sultan of Star Trek. That's a new one. Where's that graphic? I don't know. But this is episode 99 of Let's Get, or I should say 99, because that's, Dieter Bastian would say it that way, of Let's Get Physical Media. Bringing up Dieter Bastian, your favorite German. Actually, my favorite German, your favorite German, the world's favorite German, although I have an addendum to this, because this week, this show has a new favorite German just for this week, and we're going to find out in a minute. But before that, your second favorite German for this week, Mr. Dieter Bastian from Saarbrücken, Deutschland.
Thank you, Rob, for the introduction, as always, and I say, greetings, imagination connoisseurs, Dieter here. Here I am, rock you like Erican, and welcome to the B&B for Let's Get Physical Media. And I will give it over to Rob to see what he has in store for me. That puts me in second place now.
Okay, I told Dieter he should grab his Kleenex for this one.
Okay.
And not in the kind of way you're thinking, Irene Jobson. You stop right now. So, one of the great joys of this show is receiving letters from people who watch. And I received a message on Twitter from Nico C. And Nico C writes, here's a picture. He wrote me and he said, "Hello, Robert. I've never sent anyone a direct message before, but I thought this time it would be appropriate. I recently sent my first super chat to you stating that I was going to watch the new Star Trek with my friend Gunther. Gunther is an 84-year-old German from Hanover, and he loves to watch you and Dieter. Recently, he's been watching tons of your observations and has become quite excited to see the new Star Trek based on what you've said. He's a very sweet man, and he's not been doing well recently, but I thought you should see the look on his face after he finished episode 1 of Star Trek Picard today. He loved it. Thanks so much, Rob. You do great work. He has been recently going through cataract surgery. That is why one of his pupils is quite large, and the other is normal." And I wrote him, I actually sent him a video back, and Nico writes back and says, "Wow, Rob, what an incredibly generous thing to do to send a video back. Unfortunately, Mr. Gunther has been taken to the hospital as his old body is just wearing out and he's losing some of his faculties. It's not the years, it's the mileage. But he is not so far gone that he will not be completely amazed by that video. I'm going to see him in the hospital tomorrow, and I will make sure to show him your message. I'm sure that he will be very excited by it and love it. On another note, we actually live in New York and Queens, but he will be overjoyed to think that you believe he lives in Hanover. He misses it every day. Thank you, Rob. This was very much above and beyond, and it means so much to him. Nick and Gunther. And then Gunther did send me, I just got this. I just saw this right now. So he did send a message back. Gunther sent a message back. Let me just play it for you.
Thanks for the message.
And that's what.
Thanks for the message.
So that's from Gunther. And I thought we would dedicate today's Let's Get Physical Media, our 99th episode, to Gunther, who's in Queens in New York, and he's in the hospital. He's a fan of this show, and he's a fellow German like you, Dieter, but he's from Hanover. He's not from Saarbrücken, but, we won't hold that against him. So this show goes out to you, Gunther. And Nico C., thanks for writing in and telling us about Gunther. You know what? It's always interesting to see who watches our show.
Exactly. And since he's from Hanover, the hometown from the Scorpions, so it fits. I would say it fits our show pretty well. And since they watched Star Trek, I would say let's get the elephant out of the room, because reputations were put on the line finally this week. We had Doomcock and we had RMB, battling it out. Who comes out on top? And Rob even throwed in big ones. Critical Drinker, Gary Biegler. He reached out to people. Dave Cullen, and now you, PGS folk, and I, the foot folk, who's not part of the media access, we now at least get to enjoy the first episode of Star Trek Picard Season 3. Fine start, Rob, but like you said, it's more like a movie. So I will like to know how the 10 episodes will unfold, But there were a lot of people who praised the show, which are, I know, like I said, count double. Critical Drinker counts double, Gary Biegler counts double. And Dave Cullen, we will get to a little bit later in the recap of the live chat what he thinks of Star Trek.
Now, I have to say, I saw a video, and I'm going to give a shout out to Just Some Guy. I've been following Just Some Guy for a long time on physical media, on YouTube. So he made a video that he dropped last night that he quotes, he talks about me a lot in it and compares me to Riker. He's convinced that I'm actually Riker, and I've gone back in time from the 25th century to promote. I want to give a shout out to Just Some Guy for a very hilarious video. That was very nice of you. And I really, once again, Just Some Guy recently revamped his channel with new graphics. And I don't know who did them for you, buddy. Maybe you did them yourself, but they're really great. And so thanks for that. I appreciate it. And I've always liked your content, especially your deep dives in the comic industry. So thank you for that, sir. That was very flattering and funny. So I was a little trepidatious when I first started this video. I'm like, uh-oh, where's this going to go? But luckily it went somewhere good. So thank you very much for that.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm just saying, I didn't have to bring out the big guns.
The big heavyweights, And just little stuff, Rob. I tried to watch it on Paramount Plus here, but it didn't have a 5.1 track here.
No, Paramount Plus does not have 5.1.
Not even a US, Rob?
I don't think so. It didn't used to. That's why I watched through Amazon.
Okay. Yeah, then I switched over to Amazon. And the only one thing, Tim Hens made me aware of it, you had a font in the beginning in the 20th century.
Yeah, apparently this wasn't in Europe.
Yeah. Yeah, it is on Paramount Plus. It shows up, but if you watch it on Amazon, it strangely is not there. The only thing, when I watch it, even if I watch it in English, I get sometimes German subtitles for stuff, that I wouldn't need. And the subtitling said in the 20th century, but the title card itself was not there. Why? I have no idea. And the other thing I would like to mention, Metalis Prime. Nice, Terry. Terry. So,
hang on. That was a planet that was established in Enterprise.
Okay.
This was not created for Picard season 3. Metalis Prime goes all the way back to the Enterprise TV series, where one of the writers, when Terry was Brandon's assistant, they said, we're going to name the worst planet. I don't remember if it's outside of Federation space, but we're going to name the worst planet after you.
Ooh,
so Metalis Prime is a canonical Star Trek planet from Enterprise.
So when I read it, Rob, I'm not familiar that deep with the knowledge of
No, of course.
And when I saw that, I thought, no, I wouldn't be surprised when at some point in the show I would be hearing something like, let's lay a course to the Burnett system. I wouldn't be surprised at all. You know?
I actually appear, my name appears in a couple of Shatner's Star Trek novels. I'm a character.
Okay.
Yeah, buddy. What can I say?
Because Burnett is a cool name.
And David Mack named a character after me in his 24 tie-in novel, the Kiefer Sutherland show. He named a character after me. I'm a soldier in his novel Rogue. So let me just say that if you want to name a character Robert Burnett or Robert Meyer Burnett, that's open source. You can name a character after me wherever you want. I will not sue. I don't expect money. I'm just flattered. So there you go. By the way,
so when
we have 3 super chats that have been fired in.
Okay.
First of all, Anthony is a new member. Yeah. Thanks for joining, Anthony. Welcome. Remember, we had a great member chat yesterday. We'll have another one in 2 weeks. Connor Stevens says, hey, Rob, you convinced me to finally watch Star Trek, and wow, it's incredible. I've started with the original series, and I've even got some of the old novels by John M. Ford and James Blish. They're fantastic. John Ford wrote 2 novels, which are both great. One is comedic, and one delves into the history of the Klingon Empire, and they're both great. Undead Sick says, hey, Rob and Dieter, I finally watched the first episode of Picard Season 3, and I loved it. That said, I have 2 major issues with it. Okay. Picard and Riker talk like granddaddies living in a retirement home, and the virus thing felt like something tagged on for the sake of needing a callback to TNG. But a really good episode, 8 out of 10. Well, I think they talk more like old friends. Come on, when was the last time you were in a old folks' home? Granddaddies. Come on now. And to be fair, they're old. So, but anyway, Undead Sick, I'm glad you gave it an 8 out of 10. Glad you took a chance on it. I tell you, the way it's structured, Star Trek Picard Season 3 is like a movie. It has a very definitive 3-act structure. Episodes 1 through 4 are Act 1. Episodes 5 through 8 are Act 2. And episodes 9 and 10 are the stunning, shattering, all pull the stops out, crazy, wacky, over-the-top, awesome climax. Nice. I mean, I'm telling you. It's like what I imagined Farrah Fawcett Majors was like in 1976 when she was in Logan's Run. It's that kind of a climax. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Cool.
So
for me, it was really fine start for the show. And I had a little bit short drop, when, a little bit spoiler for people who haven't seen, when the Starfleet command was collapsing, a little bit of a great moonfall moment here. But really nice from the special effects side.
Yeah, and we're getting
blown away.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of cool stuff. Look, I'm telling you, the next 3 episodes are great. And people who aren't sold on Raffi yet, all I can say is wait till you get to the end of episode 2. Nice. You'll see.
Nice one.
So where are we at? Oh, I know where we're at.
I would say,
Dieter.
Says.
So you know that this show is also sponsored, unofficially, but sponsored by Kino Lorber. I've always loved Kino Lorber. I love what they do. They put stuff out like Kolchak the Night Stalker. They put the Richard Rush commentary on both versions of Color of Night. We love Kino Lorber. But they made a promise. Kino Lorber made a promise.
Long time ago.
A long, long time ago. And they have yet
not fulfilled
to fulfill this promise. So you know what? I took it upon myself. I started reading some chatter on Reddit and some of the DVD forums about a date. About a date,
Ooh.
Dieter. A date. So before I listened to anything on Reddit or random chatter, I decided to go to the source. I decided to write a letter to my boy Matt. Matt at Kino Lorber, who is in charge of publicity and press and all that. Now I have to give a shout out to Matt because it was Matt who contacted us for the first time because Matt was a big fan of this show. So Matt has kept us in 4Ks and even things like the Outer Limits box set. Now, here's what I wrote to Matt. I wrote this letter on Valentine's Day because I wanted to make sure my love was conveyed. And my love was here. Here's what it is. I wrote, Matt, it's Rob Burnett from Let's Get Physical Media here. We've been eagerly awaiting the 4K release of To Live and Die in L.A. We've been discussing it here since Kino first announced it. Is there any truth that it's coming out in May? If there's any flyers or key art for the release, we want to show it on each and every show. Many thanks for sending me discs. Marathon Man is outstanding. Best regards, Robert Meyer Burnett. A couple days later, I heard back from Matt. Hi, Rob. I just heard back from our producer, and he says it's scheduled for, and this graphic is from the great Mikey Lito. Happy days are here again, na 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 na, May 30th. Tuesday, May 30th, 2023. That's right. Kino Lorber drops To Live and Die in L.A. on 4K. And Matt says, I'll send you any press materials as soon as they're ready. I'm glad you enjoyed Marathon Man. I'll be sending you our next batch of 4K releases as soon as they're ready. Thanks for all of your support. That comes from Matt, who's the director of publicity and promotions. Well, Matt, let me tell you, buddy, we are here for you. We are here to shamelessly shill and promote all of your 4K releases, but specifically To Live and Die in L.A. And Dieter, it is my hope, even though he's directing a movie right now, if we could get Mr. Friedkin to come on this show, because I've he's directing his Kane Mutiny remake or new version of the Kane Mutiny. So he's directing. He's in his mid-80s. He's directing. I want to get him to come on this show. We'll talk to him about. We'll have an all To Live and Die in L.A. show. We'll see if we can get everybody. We'll try and get William Peterson. We'll try and get John Pankow. Come on, we'll try and get the entire cast. Why not?
Douche.
We'll get the entire cast. Why not? Let's make it happen. I'm going to call these people's agents. We're going to have To Live and Die in L.A. Day, and that would be on May 28th. And May is my birthday month, so why not? I did a reunion of the cast of Blood In, Blood Out and director Taylor Hackford. Maybe I can get Taylor Hackford to call William Friedkin and go, yeah, man, this guy's legit. This show's legit. Our 3,000 subscribers and watchers will love us. So there you go, man. Yeah, May 30th. Nice. Mikey Lito, thanks for that graphic.
Even if the graphic says promises. So
hey, you know what?
Okay.
I mean, in this day and age, it's always best to take everything anybody says with a little bit of a grain of salt. I mean, I'm willing to believe, Dieter. And look, I went out on a limb. Actually, it wasn't much of a limb because I knew about Star Trek Picard. I watched it. All I can do is report what I know. This was not an opinion. This was a fact, and people are digging it. So anyway, Oh, and of course, 200 Watt Studio chimes in with the super chat. Rob, this To Live and Die in LA news is not good news, sir. Laugh out loud. Look, man, there's no accounting for taste. 200 Watt Studio. I don't know what to tell you. It's our show, and I can be as excited for something as I want to be. And exactly. That's right, buddy. So, To Live and Die in L.A., May 30th, 4K, coming to us from Kino Lorber. Once again, Mikey Lito with the graphic assist. There it is, 4K UHD, promises, in that Trek font. I mean, look, man, what can I say? We're getting it. It's happening. And all we can do is feel the grateful joy and love in our hearts. And thank you, Kino Lorber, for making dreams come true. In the heat of the day, every time you go away, I have to piece my life together every time you're away to live and die in LA. I wonder why I live alone here. I don't, actually. I wonder why we put these... Forget it. I won't sing the song. You can hear the Wang Chung song. You can see the music video for the Wang Chung song that William Friedkin actually directed that's on YouTube right now. And it's still, all these years later, a banger of a title song for a movie. It should have won the Academy Award. I don't even think it was nominated. But that's, you know what, in my mind, in my heart, it was.
That's what counts, Rob. That's what counts.
So there you go, everybody.
Like, you know, what I want to know, Rob? Titanic, Avatar. Do we have a new?
Oh, is that what you want to know? Is that what you don't want to know about? You don't even want to know about Quantum Mania? You know,
a little bit, Rob. But
do you want to know about the BAFTAs? The BAFTAs are giving out the film awards. Come on now. Oh, and by the way, a shout out to actor Richard Belzer. Richard Belzer died. He was on Law and Order SVU.
Yeah.
I first saw Richard Belzer in Alan Parker's movie Fame that came out in 1980. That was the first time I ever saw him. I'm a huge fan of his. I'm sorry he's passed away, but he lived a good life. He left a great legacy of great work. And all the best to him and his family, or to not him, but his family and those who loved him, because he was a great actor. And so there you go.
Yeah.
And I'm looking.
So for me,
I'm looking for. I'm looking for the box office.
If you find something,
I've got it right here. Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
Quantumania flies to 225.3 million worldwide opening. That's really good for Ant-Man and the Wasp. Quantumania, #1 film for a worldwide opening. That's big money. Big money.
But we know the second weekend will be telling, Rob.
It will be telling. That will be telling for the movie, but it's doing well all over the place. Domestically, Kang conquers the box office as Ant-Man and the Wasp. Quantumania swells to a franchise record opening, the biggest Ant-Man movie opening, to 118 million, which is bigger than they had expected. So that's good.
Wasn't it 95, around 95?
Yeah, and I'm glad. I mean, I want all movies. I want all science fiction, fantasy, and horror films to succeed at the box office. Avatar: The Way of Water has now made a total domestic gross of 658.4 million. I don't know where it is compared to Titanic right now.
Okay.
But I'm going to find it for you. I'll tell you what the top movies were domestically. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, Avatar: The Way of Water, Puss in Boots: The Last Witch, hanging in there, 167.7 million. Magic Mike's Last Dance has made 18.9 million. A Knock at the Cabin has made 30.96 million. 80 for Brady has made 32.8 million. You go, ladies. You go. Titanic has made 12.8 million on its re-release. The new Neil Jordan movie, Marlowe, has only made 3 million, which is too bad, but I hear it's not. I really wanted this movie to be great. It's not. Missing 29.9 million. And A Man Called Otto, the Tom Hanks movie from Sony, has quietly made 60.9 million. That's very respectable. And let's hear it. Taylor Gonzalez is going to be over the moon for this one. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, made 1.58 million on what can only be considered a shoestring budget. My God. There you go.
Another Terrifier 2 situation.
It is absolutely another Terrifier 2.
Except the reviews are terrible.
Okay, now here you go, buddy. Here is the answer to your question. On the worldwide box office chart, Avatar: The Way of Water, even with its re-release, has taken the number 3 spot, away from Titanic. Avatar: The Way of Water is now the number 3 worldwide top-grossing film of all time. 2,244,456. Wait, pardon me. Excuse me. I can't read. Take that back. 244,456,991. And I'll tell you, just behind, little more than $1 million less, Titanic.
Wait, what? A million was this kind of sum, Rob?
Check it out. Check it out. So remember, Avatar is 2,244,456,000. Titanic is 2,243,134. So basically, 1,300,000. Basically, the cost of where I'm living right now is all that separates. Actually, that's not true. It's not that much, but it's very close. Very close. It's a close, and I think Avatar. I don't think Titanic is going to catch it.
Yeah,
don't think so.
No,
but there you go, buddy.
Nice.
There's the box office report for this Sunday, February 19th.
I can't give any review about Ant-Man and the Wasp green screen, Quantumania, because after the reviews came in, Rob, I be honest, I have to say no, not for me. And let's face it, have you seen the haircut of Evangeline Lilly? That is a crime against humanity itself. Come on.
Well, maybe it's a reflection of her newfound gender status. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't want to make fun. So, I think she's a beautiful woman, and she's got a beautiful family, and I've always liked her.
So for me, Rob,
but I will not be buying that
Plus,
Hot Toy figure because I already have a wasp with long hair.
So for me, on Disney Plus will be fine, Rob. And you brought up a great point on the John Campea show about
just one
the earlier MC movies about being, even if they were furthering the universe itself, were still closed movies to some degree. And Ant-Man, unfortunately, you said, isn't. It's just more for the universe building stuff. And what I liked about the first two Ant-Man was just, stuff you can, the fantastical element with stuff making something big, like, box of tissues or something like that. And now we are just completely...
Again, Irene Jobson's laughing at you about box of tissues. She knows what's up.
But now we're completely in the sci-fi realm, and for me, the reviews were not there for me to say, okay. After the last two movies, I have to say, no, on Disney Plus will be fine for me to see Ant-Man and the Wasp. Okay.
I hope so. So where are we at, buddy? What do you want to do? Where do you want to go now?
We can do letters. We can do the live chat. We can show some stuff. Wait.
Well, first of all...
Why don't I show some stuff, Rob? One title up front, because someone was Ghibli last week when I brought up something in the live chat, and he was, wait, what? This is out in 4K? You have to get that for me, buddy.
Well, and hang on. If you're Ghibli, let's go full frame on you, buddy.
And Rob, I have to say, this is really a nice one. Perhaps I will buy it too, because Rob wanted Planet of the Vampires.
Oh, that was, yes.
4K from Germany, from Play On, ex-Koch, and it's a big package, Rob. It's a media book, comes with 3 discs. So
dude,
4K,
I'm so excited about that. I had no idea.
Blu-rays. And the 4K transfer, Rob, it says on the back, is looked after by Nicholas Winding Refn. He looked over the transfer. Says it here on the back. It comes with the Italian long version, an international version of the movie, audio commentaries, of course, and this looks really nice. This is cut out here. Hope you can see it. So I was really surprised how big the box set is for Planet of the Vampire. So this is not for me. This is for Bobby. Planet of the Vampires in 4K.
That is, dude, I can't tell you. So for those of you who don't know, Mario Bava's, he was a cinematographer turned director. He directed things like Mask of the Demon, or as we know it, Black Sunday with Barbara Steele. He directed Bay of Blood. He directed Danger Diabolic. But Planet of the Vampires, a lot of people cite as a precursor to Alien. It has a great 60s pop design sensibility. I really love the film, and to have it in 4K is a blessing. So, Thanks for that, buddy.
Nice. No problem. So where do we go? Should we read some letters?
There was we have, let's see, there was something I was going to show.
Yeah.
No, I think I've covered everything. So yeah, we got some
Okay.
good letters. I do want to say
Exactly.
here it is. Here is the sealed box set that we are giving away, the $300 box set of 4K discs from Sony Pictures Classics. Everything from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon to Run Lola Run to Synecdoche, New York to Voltaire. There's a lot of great stuff in here. City of Lost Children is in this box set. So, and of course, we're giving this away to the best letter. We asked people to send in letters. Why do you collect physical media? And here's the thing. We're going to pick the best 3 letters, and I'm going to put them up either on the website or something, so look out for that. I'm actually probably going to send out to all people, to all members of, actually all subscribers to this channel. So like, subscribe, smash that button, and I'm going to send you each letter out to the channel to read, and I'll make a poll, and you imagination connoisseurs, you members of this, the Post-Geek Singularity, will pick the winner, and we will announce that next week on our 100th show. And I'm going to try and bring on some guests for the 100th show. People like, hopefully, maybe George Feltenstein can come on, because Warner Brothers is putting out some great stuff, which we're going to talk about. And I'll try and bring Bill Hunt on from the Digital Bits, and maybe some friends of mine like Charlie and Cliff Stevenson, who are fellow DVD special features producers. And we'll have a whole a guest lineup. We'll just bang, 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 run through some guests, because it's our 100th show.
Cornucopia, bro.
A cornucopia. So join us for next week's 100th.
Yeah.
Let's Get Physical Media.
So, from my perspective, Rob, unfortunately, we only did get 5 letters for the contest. And I would say that we already, from my take, we have the 3. This one comes into the contest as well. And it comes from Vincent from France. He first writes to us, "Hi, I am enclosing a letter for the challenge of episode 93 of Let's Get Physical Media, as I want to include images that can hopefully be shown on the air. Thank you." Rob, have you the images?
I do have the
downloaded?
images. Yes, I do.
So I will first read the letter from Vincent from France, and then Rob will show his favorite collections. So this letter for the contest comes from Vincent from France. "Why I love physical media. Hi to the Pharaoh of physical media, and guten Tag an den Maestro der digitalen Disc." Myself. "Once upon a time, physical media was created. Physical media was a mass market and educated many people to cinema, to all kinds of cinema, from the US, Europe, Asia, Australia, and many more countries. From A-movies, epic movies, to B-gems and independent productions. From Technicolor to black and white in CinemaScope or Cinerama. From the beginning of the 20th century to today. From the silent to the speaking. The many rather than the few are able to buy these films and discover new worlds and civilizations. To boldly go where others might also go. That's right, everyone can buy the same movies than Dieter unless they have common sense. I'm kidding. Physical media has had a cultural impact on me. Hopefully it made me and you all, even the Trash Panda, a better person. Would you be the same person had there not been physical media? I can definitely say no. There should be a museum of physical media. Wait, perhaps it's Rob's garage. Or Deed's room. The universality of physical media is also one of its strengths. Everyone can choose what they want to buy and watch. They aren't restricted to what a digital provider will choose for you or what a cinema can show. You have the independence to play a film whenever you want and how many times you want, or part of a film. You can make your own film program or festival in your home. You can enjoy it with friends and family. There's no place like your home cinema. Vincent, great point. Can you remember the number of times you opened the DVD or Blu-ray and inserted the disc in your player? That feeling stays with me. The pleasure is still intact of discovering these movies in great conditions of receiving a new collector's edition and being amazed at its content. It really is the stuff that dreams are made of. Thanks to the efforts of labels and studios, we are treated with some great pieces of art, with booklets and beautiful packages, mostly from independent labels. With labels stacking discs with extras, I've learned so much about cinema, studios, stars, and the way to make a movie. Although highly illogical, I have bought some film repeated times because of nice packages like the one shown at the end of this letter. Rob will show them a little bit later. Sharing personal memories of discoveries and excitement would take several pages. DVD made me discover so many films and stars. Esther Williams, Errol Flynn, or Charlie Chan movies are among the many films series I discovered and appreciated, while they are not very well known. The DVDs and Blu-rays of their work remain and will remain. A few years ago, thanks to a Black Friday sale, I blind bought an Ozu Blu-ray box set for a Schnäppchen and was introduced to this Japanese cinema. Otherwise, I wouldn't have discovered these films. Blu-ray made me realize some films were better than I thought, as I could revisit them with the best image quality of a remastered print. Audio-wise, physical media has brought me phenomenal sensations thanks to Dolby Atmos tracks. I involuntarily but happily shared with my neighbors. He means the Dolby Atmos tracks when neighbors can listen to it. 3D movies have brought a new depth to films and an immersive experience. I sometimes feel like a spoiled child on all the beautiful products we've gotten so far. Yes, I feel lucky. And finally, thanks to physical media, I get to listen to physical media pharaohs and philosophers, Rob and Dietz, every Sunday for the weekly fix. It earned Dietz his multi-year contract on the PGS channel. Vincent, I don't know about that. I have probably not read the fine print of the contract that Rob did send me. A multi-year contract, okay? Should physical media have not existed, I wouldn't know about Saarbrücken, nor would a Schnäppchen means. Come on, Saarbrücken. Didn't know Saarbrücken? Unbelievable.
No one knows Saarbrücken. This is the only channel that has ever mentioned the name of that German city ever.
Yeah. Never.
Other than there's one more mention of Saarbrücken that I am convinced is because of us, and we're going to get to that shortly.
Okay. A philosopher you know said, change is the essential process of all existence. While I think physical media might not be eternal, we still have a few decades to go. Maybe people may get back to physical media rather than digital. Hello, Mr. Campier. I like to say it in the score way. And join the Trash Pandas community. Physical media is one way of enjoying life. We are entrusted with this and should be grateful. Long live physical media, and a big shout out to you, supporters and the wizards of the studios and labels. And obviously a big thank you to you, Rob and Dieter, for sharing your passion. P.S. This letter was not written by ChatGPT. Vincent from France. And Rob, can you show the pictures that he sent us of the collector's edition?
I'm going to show Vincent from France's collection, which I have to say is great.
Exactly.
Until we get to the end.
Yeah, the last one. Yeah.
Okay. Now,
you had to rub that in.
You know, Vincent, I really appreciate your collection. Your taste in film is impeccable. But why do people want to hurt me? Why? Why is it like right through the heart? Why do you have to bring up? It's like when Kirk tells McCoy about opening old wounds. Really?
Yeah.
All right, we'll get there. I won't leave you in suspense. We'll look at Vincent's fine collection right now. Starting with, by the way, this is a great set. Arrow's The Apartment. Billy Wilder's The Apartment is great. We move on to Indicator, another great UK labels. Night of the Demon set, a set that I slept on and don't have. Curse the Demon Here. What a great classic horror film. Thanks to Kelvin Wellborn, I have this, the Harry Palmer collection from Imprint in Australia, which is really great. These movies are great, especially Billion Dollar Brain. I've always liked that. Sam Fuller at Fox, his films, which is great. These set he's got great. Of course, let's just take the British version of Star Trek The Motion Picture with the extra disc and the larger swag, better than the American version. Look at that box set. This Alfred Hitchcock collection, which I haven't seen, probably French. It's beautiful. I can't see what it says, but it is a French set. Now I want you to take a close look at this. Now you see how it, if you look at the third from left, the third, how it's leaning on its side horizontally, and you see how there's a book. It's a big book that you can slide out. Just remember that. Just remember that. Imagine if another movie came in a set like that from France that you could have bought on Amazon and they screwed you. This is, again, from Arrow for Film Noir Classics, a great set. Now, I haven't seen this Japanese set. I mean, it's Rashomon. I don't know if all of it's Rashomon, but if it is, wow, one of my favorite Kurosawa films. What a killer box set. I don't know where this came from, but now that I know that I can read Japanese, I'm no longer fearful of any Japanese books. Thank you, Google Translate. This is all from Indicator, 5 Tall Tales. Another great. Indicator is a great, this is a Western collection. Came out, 5 years ago? Here's another French set of, I guess, Steve McQueen titles, yeah? It is, yeah, look at that box set. And then we've got this Humphrey Bogart. This is pretty cool. I mean, you got to love this set, too. And what's not to love? And that's also from Indicator, a lot of Indicator sets. This Ben-Hur set I have. I love this Blu-ray Ben-Hur set. I have this Ben-Hur Blu-ray set. This Warner Brothers set, their Gangsters collection, incredible collection, obviously. But these are DVDs. So he's definitely held on to some of his collection, which is great because a lot of this stuff has not come out. I don't think it's all come out on Blu-ray, but what a great set with all those great classic key art. Go George Feltenstein. Okay, now we're gonna get to the end of this list. So as many of you know, I want to reiterate to you, Vincent from France. That's what I want to reiterate. This is how I feel right now. And for those of you who are wondering why I'm feeling this way, you might want to know that I have a collection of all the different versions of To Live and Die in L.A. in the world, except one. And that I ordered it. I got a confirmation shipping notice that it was coming. It never showed up. And you, Vincent, knife goes in, twists. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Here's what Vincent has that I don't. This is the French version of To Live and Die in L.A., and as you can see, it is a book, slip-cased in an outer sleeve. This is artwork. I mean, Police Federales, Los Angeles, un film de William Friedkin. Actually, the French don't say William, or do they? This is a whole book. This is how much this movie is revered in France, as it should be. Why don't I have this? I don't know. Apparently Vincent does, and Vincent knows I want it. So Dieter, he had to put this in as his last box set.
He puts "Sorry Rob" on the title.
He did. Oh, wait, I didn't quite show that. Let's let me just make sure that we all see this. Oops, that's not what I wanted to put up. I apologize. Wrong graphic. We'll get to that later. Look. Do you see this? Here, wait. In case you don't see this, I just want to make sure that everybody does. If they're looking at this on a small screen, let's take a gander here and look what he puts. Look what he does. This guy, the fucking guy. Look at this. Sorry, Rob. What the hell, man? Come on, dude. I just can't even. But anyway, a great letter, yeah. And I do appreciate. I appreciate your sentiments, but why do you have to? Why do people hurt me?
So it's not looking good for you, Vincent, to win the set from Rob's point of view.
No. I leave it. It's as I, the impartial jury of you imagination connoisseurs, you members of the Post-Geek Singularity community. You pick the letters. I don't. Look, I could have chose not to read that, but you know what? It was a great letter with great sentiment and heartfelt, and you can't deny the power of his letter.
Yeah. So we had 5 letter writers. We had Mike Kirby, Michael Mayfield, Vincent from France, Louis Smith, and Thomas Logan. Those were the 5 entries that we got. And for me, it was Thomas Logan, Louis Smith, and Vincent from Friends that stood out for me, even if there was not
way
really a
to
better.
prejudice the jury.
The three, but you will only put up 3. You said, Rob.
It's true, but you're yes, and we have to decide
And we
which 3.
had 5. Yeah. So for me, this would be the 3. But you can, of course, do a veto.
No. I think we're simpatico. We usually are.
Yeah.
Except with the stuff you buy, which I can't understand.
That we'll get to later. Just a quick one, Rob. This came from Vince from Friends 2. Another short letter.
I hope it better be a fucking apology.
Considering Savvy. Hi, Rob. Guten Tag, Dieter. Savvy has recently announced stopping international shipping for physical media. This is very sad news for us UK importer. There are very few UK sellers now. Also, Savvy often had exclusive steelbooks. Rumors are saying this is only temporary, though. This was his letter. I've seen that. Let's hope it's only temporary. Why they have stopped international shipping at the moment, I have no idea. Vincent.
I'm really upset about this because they own Arrow. So, like one of my favorite discs I've recently got was the Arrow version of Mike Hodges' Croupier with Clive Owen. That disc is beautiful. That transfer is beautiful. I really love the movie, and I got it from Zavvi. And to not be able, I guess if you can get their titles from Amazon UK.
Yep.
But this happened.
The problem is only, Rob, the limited versions that they put out.
Well, that's the problem. I mean, you can't get a 4K.
Different steelbook, a different cover variation. That
this is like during the pandemic, But if you can still get what they put out. I mean, unless it's a Zavvi exclusive, you can usually get them through Amazon UK.
Exactly.
But why Zavvi has a US counterpart as well. They have a US store. So, but they don't sell their Region B stuff because obviously we can't play it here unless you have a multi-region player, which all of you should if you're watching the show. Why wouldn't you? I don't know. Much of my collection is multi-region, including the one disc I have to show today. Okay. So there you go. So do we have other letters?
No, Rob. This was the letter part of the show.
All right. Well, what do we do now?
I would say we show
go ahead.
Titles, Rob.
Dude, I got one disc. I only got one disc, only because, you know what it is? I ordered it while we were live on this show. It came from Germany. Oh, nice. My Strange Days, which is different than the Strange Days. The one I have is in a paper sleeve. So this is in, and I guess, what does this mean? What does, you know what? I don't know. Maybe if I can get close. Can you read that?
20th anniversary edition, 2-disc collection with a lot of extras, Rob. With a lot of extras.
All right.
Vielen extras.
That's why I'm happy to have it. Again, this
and
is
I would like to know, Rob, what you think about the transfer of this edition.
Well, it's probably the same transfer as the first edition.
No, Rob, I don't think so.
Oh, well then I'm very excited to have this. I love this movie. I didn't get a chance to look at it because I just got it.
It would be nice if you check the against each other.
Oh, I definitely will. Now, I'm hoping that it better be 239:1, the aspect ratio.
It is, Rob. It is, Rob.
Okay, good. So this is one of the the 4 Lightstorm titles that are not available in HD here in this country, which are The Abyss, True Lies, the Lightstorm-produced Solaris, and Strange Days. They're only available. You got me Solaris and in Germany, so that's the Soderbergh version. Why these Lightstorm movies are not available in HD? I mean, is James Cameron that busy that when he's eating his vegan dinner he can't approve a transfer? Come on, buddy. I know you're based, James Cameron. We all love you, but come on. Yeah. And people have said that he doesn't want to release True Lies because it's not funny in a post 9/11 environment. It's a
movie. It's a movie, Jimmy. Come on. It's a movie.
It's a movie. And you know what? I mean, just because you made a movie that had Arab terrorists in it, and then we later had Arab terrorists fly into the Twin Towers, I would say it's prophetic. So why not? It's a great movie. I love True Lies.
Exactly. So nice that you got it. It didn't took very long, Rob.
No, it didn't. I
Did
mean,
you
I
get
think
it?
of what I ordered 2 weeks ago or something.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it shows. I mean, again, Amazon. Although, dude,
Yeah.
what's with you Germans in these things? What is? I mean,
Perhaps it has a reversible cover art.
we'll see.
Perhaps.
Oh,
If you-
dude, it does.
Oh, there
It
you go.
does. Look
There you
at
go.
this. It has.
There you go.
God, you Germans are pretty smart. Look at that.
Yeah, not every label does that, Rob. Normally,
Wow.
smaller
Okay. Wow. Okay. There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
only
That's
I'm
amazing.
really looking forward what you think about the transfer of the disc.
I'm just happy. I love this movie. I'm happy to have it. This is, to me,
Yeah, me too.
this is like, when you watch movies and there are female characters that you fall in love with, that you just love the Angela Bassett. I mean, Angela Bassett is still, she's an incredibly beautiful woman. If you look at Wakanda Forever, I mean, she's incredibly beautiful. But she is smoking hot in this movie because she plays a bodyguard that could kick your ass. And I mean, she's one of my, like, in my pantheon of beautiful women and the characters they play. Her character in Strange Days is it enters my pantheon that Grace Kelly in Rear Window inhabits. I mean, she's up there, man. Just saying.
And
She's
I don't know
up there.
about Europe. Considering Strange Days, I often used it, to show the beginning. Considering the sound design.
It's
of the movie,
the sound on this disc. The sound design's amazing.
Yeah.
And Juliette Lewis singing "Hardly Wait."
Yeah.
Oh, it's the best. It's
Yeah.
been
So I hope you satisfied with that disc. Okay, so stuff that I got this week. First one of my favorites from last year. Unfortunately, it didn't get a 4K, but I read good things about the Blu-ray itself. Of course, the menu had to be bought because I had a great time with the movie. The menu, but
I really did too.
normal standard Blu-ray. And of course, I'm still hoping, I haven't heard anything yet, that we will perhaps getting a sequel. That would be nice. Of course, I bought Violent Night with David Harbour. Comes with a little bit special features, and this Rob had a reversible cover artwork too. Here's the German rating on the other one. So would be nice to get a sequel to this, but this will certainly be making its rounds every time Christmas will come along. Violent Night. The next one, I heard good things about it, but I haven't watched it yet. I bought Bones and All, the little bit cannibal coming of age road trip. Have you seen it, Rob? Can you tell me?
I have seen it. I actually liked it more than most people did.
Oh,
I thought it was pretty interesting. It's a little, I would call it deliberately paced, but I enjoyed it.
Okay. Yeah. Help me, Rob. It is from the director who did the Suspiria remake.
Yes, Luca
okay.
and Call Me by Your Name, which, by the way, in 4K is in our box set that we're giving away.
Nice. So unfortunately, didn't get around to it. Bones and All. The next one I bought back in the day. This is a newer special edition, and I was surprised considering it comes from Ronin Flicks, which normally only sell their stuff on their website. But this day, you could purchase just from Amazon. And it wasn't my favorite movie, but I quite enjoyed it, and I liked the cover artwork. I bought Becky Special Edition, which comes with new special features, because as far as I remember, the release back in the day was pretty bare bones. And what we like is, of course, if you have a different cover variation.
Love it. We all love that, don't we?
Underneath it. You can, actually it was the same, but you could switch it, and the disc looks nice too. So Becky, and this comes from Ronin Flicks. And I think, but I could be wrong, I believe the first edition was just a BD25, and I think this is a BD50, but could be wrong with that. The next one, I can't remember when I seen this movie for the last time. Probably even the VHS days, because but I think I got it on DVD. I don't know. And I'm really Never expected it to be coming out on 4K, but here it is. Baba Hotep.
I know.
From-
I've got that on order. I can't wait to get that.
Don Coscarelli, unfortunately.
The man who directed Phantasm.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, when it comes to Shout, normally don't get reversible cover artwork, except if you order from their website. I believe it's itself. So, Baba Hotep. And I did show from Play On stuff that I got for Planet of the Vampires, and from Play On 2 comes the second edition of their Japanese 4K horror, and they brought out now Ringu, and the first one was,
Wow, what a cool cover that is.
the first one was, what was the first one? God damn it. Okay, here is the media book, or as Rob would say, the movie that has no verisimilitude at all, but nevertheless,
But you
we liked
believe
it
it.
too.
You believe it. It has no verisimilitude, but you believe it.
Exactly.
It's the movie. It's the anti-verisimilitude movie that you still believe, that still has verisimilitude.
Yeah. Dark Waters. Now I know it. Dark Waters was number one, and this is the only. We talked a little bit about what do you do with those slip stuff, and this is a little bit problematic because it goes all the way around here. So to fold this and put it inside is a little bit tricky, and because it says number 2 on the front, so I probably leave it around. It was, of course, tied to the back, but if you don't remove it, you don't get the cover artwork on the back, unfortunately. So this is the second one after Dark Waters in that series, Ringu. The next one, or let me just show you some stuff that I've seen. I've showed it already last week. Before the show, I watched the 4K of The Outfit. Really nice movie.
Great movie.
Quite enjoyable. And this is one of those movies where I would say, if you don't have a big budget, just in one space, you can do a really, really nice one if you have a nice idea. But unfortunately, there's no special features here. And like I said, I was surprised to find out it's only gotten a 4K release in the UK, The Outfit. I saw this afternoon. Yesterday, because I love the Happy Death Days, I had to get Freaky 2. I watched Freaky again with Kelsey Newton, which of course can be seen in the new Ant-Man at the moment, Ant-Man Quantumania. And I'm still waiting, Christopher Landon, hopefully for Happy Death Day 3. We'll need to get that trilogy completed. So I will leave it first at that, Rob, and then we get later to some more stuff that I gotten this week.
Well, I would say that you've done well, sir. Well done. That is what I cannot fault you for that. We've got some more.
We space it out a little.
We got some more super chats and tips coming in,
Exactly.
and Tom Jr. Jackson got 2 films from our sponsor, Kino Lorber, a double feature of Captain's Paradise and Barnacle Bill, and then The Man in the White Suit. And Kino Lorber's always having sales. They're always putting out new stuff, and they specialize in classic movies. Maybe not a lot of other people want to release, but they've also got some great gems in all genres. So go check out Kino Lorber. They've always got the good stuff. And lest we forget, Dieter, I mean, Kino Lorber, if nothing else, remember, this May 30th, we are getting Kino Lorber is putting out To Live and Die in L.A. in 4K UHD. And they've been rocking Dolby Vision on a lot of their titles. Fingers crossed, yo. Can I cross my fingers? I'm getting too arthritic to do that. We shall see. We shall see. Can't wait. Anyway, so I want to get... So Tom Jr. Jackson, Paul Nolan says, with each Marvel movie and each lesser review, I feel they're making them just for me. Because I loved Ant-Man 3 and Phase 4 too.
Nice.
I can't wait for Guardians 3. Well, Paul, I appreciate your attitude. Like, I liked a lot. Look, I'm a huge Eternals fan. I love Shang-Chi. And Eternals was the most streamed Marvel movie in 2022 on Disney+. So, haha, we Eternals lovers, we know what's up. So, yeah, I'm glad you like them, and people should like things. I'm glad you're getting...
Obviously, Rob, because nobody watched it in the theaters.
Oh, well... Okay, Andy Beglin's Stairwell Sessions says, "Hey, Robin Dietz, 73 and 78 were great years for horror.
Yeah.
But how good was 1986? You had so many greats, but one of my favorites is Night of the Creeps." Well, Andy Beglin's Stairwell Sessions, I did some research. I'm like, was 1986 really a great year for horror? Well, Andy,
no idea. Night of the Creeps, definitely.
You weren't wrong. Let me just rifle through some of... These are the horror films that came out just in 1986.
Yeah. Okay.
April Fool's Day. Chopping Mall, directed by Jim Wynorski. Class of Nukem High. Critters. Dead End Drive-In, directed by Brian Trenchard Smith. Deadly Friend, Wes Craven's Deadly Friend. Lamberto Bava's Demons 2, which I think both have on 4K. The First Dream Lover, directed by Alan Pakula. Entrails of a Virgin, which is a Japanese film. The Fly, David Cronenberg's The Fly. Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. From Beyond, thank you, Vinegar Syndrome. We showed ours last week. That came out. Ken Russell's Gothic. John McNaughton's Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. Robert Harmon's The Hitcher, that Second Sight's supposed to be putting out. Steve Miner's House, the first House. Toby Hooper's Invaders from Mars. Frank Oz's Little Shop of Horrors. Stephen King's directorial debut, probably good, he only made one movie, Maximum Overdrive. Neon Maniacs, Fred Decker's Night of the Creeps. John McTiernan's first film that he also wrote with Pierce Brosnan, Nomads, that I would love to get on Blu-ray. Poltergeist 2, The Other Side. Psycho 3, directed by Anthony Perkins himself. Sorority House Massacre came out. Terror Vision from Empire, directed by Ted Nicolau. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, directed by Toby Hooper. The First Trick or Treat with Ozzy Osbourne, Gene Simmons, and directed by Charles Martin Smith. Troll, John Buechler's Troll came out. Vamp came out. Witchboard came out. The Wraith came out with the absolutely delicious Sherilyn Fenn. And Zombie Nightmare. So that is a pretty respectable list.
Yeah,
I've got to give it up to you. Because Andy Beglin's Stairwell Sessions. I give it up to you. I still want to know what that is. Does that mean you're playing acoustic guitar for girls in stairwells to, prove that you're an emo dude? What does that mean? Are you recording thrash metal in stairwells because you get that echo? I gotta know. What are the Andy Beglin Stairwell Sessions?
I will ask him more. I will ask him.
Yeah, ask him. Find out, because I want to know. I want to know. Walter Whitewalker wants to know where his Caveman, the movie that stars Ringo Starr and Agent Anya Amasova herself, his wife Barbara Bach as Caveman. I actually saw that movie in a theater, just so you know. I love it when the guy gets the giant bug smashed on his face. That's about all I remember from that movie, because I only saw it once. Blue Rock 1701 says, Rob, I cannot stop watching Picard Season 3, Episode 1. The score is gorgeous, cinematic, funny, well-written, and there's a chain of command. Trek is back. Blue Rock 1701, all I can tell you is that just you wait. I have a piece of music. It's 7 minutes long from Episode 9. Any Star Trek The Next Generation fan, and not in a bad way, is going to cry in the beginning of Star Trek Picard Season 3, Episode 9. You're going to cry. The music alone, I listened to the music alone. I can't play it for you because no one's heard it, and Paramount would be copyright strike. But I can only tell you it's awesome. I'm glad you are loving it. I keep watching it too. I've watched Star Trek Picard Episode 1, Season 3, 7 times. 7 times. And one of those was in a theater. So there you go. Our friend, Kevin Wellborn, says, Rob, I got the Wicker Man for you. Dude, it's being deleted from the catalog. I sent an email. We'll send it this week. Oh, by the way, Dieter.
Yeah.
So on the member call yesterday, Kevin Wellborn went to an event. Did you?
Nice.
Do you know what event he went to?
The Cynthia Rothrock event. Nice, Kevin. Nice.
He met
Kevin.
Cynthia Roth. He got Cynthia's autograph. Come on, dude. How jealous are you? Come on, you're jelly.
Big. Very, very jealous.
Don't do this. That means you're a loser. You just go this way. Big.
Yeah.
But Irene Jobson likes this better than this. Trust me, she does. You know what I'm saying? But no, Kevin Wellborn met Kelvin rocked Cynthia Rothrock. Kelvin made it. He made it happen. Kelvin went, got the signature.
I hope you asked a good question, because there was a question and answer.
He said she was really sweet.
Awesome.
And then we have Tony Reyes, who I'm now jealous of. Tony Reyes has become my favorite geek. Gundam. He's a Gunpla building geek with a hot wife who helps him build Gundam models. And he met her in Kansas. I mean, Tony should write a book, because he needs, all geeks in the world need to, whatever Tony Reyes, magical dust. I mean, he's a handsome kid too, so I get it. But he did well. He went to, it's amazing. You go, Tony. Tony says, this week I picked up Criterion, Bergman Island, Imitation of Life, and Barry Lyndon. Okay, now I like Tony Reyes even more, because he picked up Barry Lyndon. Now, if his wife loves Barry Lyndon, he's batting 1,000. But let me just tell you, Tony, that Barry Lyndon disc is awesome, and I really hope, we'll get to what Criterion's releasing in May, but Barry Lyndon's one of my favorite Stanley Kubrick films. I love that movie. It's a beautiful disc. That Criterion is a beautiful disc, but I hope they release it in 4K. And then Tony also picked up the Spartacus 60th anniversary and Thor Ragnarok, which is a new Zavvi exclusive. And Tony is asking, where's Aliens on 4K, darn it? That is another James Cameron title.
Yeah.
It's really frustrating. Now, look, I know because of the way Aliens was shot, it's pretty grainy, like the original Terminator, because they were trying to save money. They made that movie for, if memory serves, $18 million. And the funny thing is they only had 6 alien suits when they made Aliens. So, that's...
And as far as I know, Rob, that the Kodak stock was grainy that they used.
They use grain, but it works for the movie. But you know that people, uneducated people that don't watch this show, would bitch and moan, why is the 4K so grainy? I don't understand. They'll complain. Whatever, they shouldn't. But I think the graininess adds to, especially when they get to LV426. That is a great haul, Tony. But then it makes me sad for the fact that, are we not going to be able to get our Zavvi exclusives, at least the UK exclusives? Like Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, isn't that only a UK release from Zavvi? I don't know if it is. I don't know if they put it out, because I can't imagine Warner Brothers just giving it to them. I guess they did. I don't know.
Could be.
And now we get to the second mention of Zarbruchen. Our own Roberto Suarez. Okay. Have you watched the 3D Bot Maker YouTube channel? If you don't know who that is, they race Hot Wheels cars down a mountain. Okay. A mountain. So do you know this channel?
No.
Okay. 3D Bot Maker, and I fully endorse them, is one of the greatest YouTube channels ever. They race Hot Wheels cars, but they treat it like they're real car races. Ooh. And like one guy does both voices, does both announcer voices. You can watch a making of. It is one of the most entertaining, and even me, as an old middle-aged white cis male, enemy of the state as they call us now, we're the worst, most useless people on the planet. Even I will tune in and watch a 3D Bot Maker. It's better than a TikTok reel stream. Watching 3D Bot Maker is one of the greatest experiences ever, and it's amazing. Watch this channel. It's been going on for years, and once you watch it once, you'll know it's for you. It's the best thing ever. But Roberto says he sends in a tip, and if you want to send in a tip, that link is down in the description. Roberto says, Dieter, have you seen the latest episode of 3D Bot Maker's die-cast car racing? One of the competing cars is from Saarbrücken, Deutschland.
Ooh.
I thought you would get a kick out of that, and he says, Shonen Sonntag. What does Shonen Sonntag mean?
Schönen Sonntag.
Yeah,
a nice Sunday. Roberto wishes me a nice Sunday. Thanks, Roberto. Send me the link to the video.
I'll find you the 3D bot. I don't know the exact video, but the 3D, it probably is the last episode. Oh, it's the latest episode.
The last one. Yeah.
Our own Justin Toner says, hey guys, my January order from Vinegar Syndrome arrived this week.
Nice.
The Grave, Sworn to Justice with Cynthia Rothrock, and of course, From Beyond in 4K. I watched it, and the 4K is very nice looking. Also, the new 90-minute making of doc is excellent. Yeah, man, Vinegar Syndrome. By the way, Vinegar Syndrome has my favorite logo of any video company. It's the best. You hear the 70s wow, 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 and then it's like, bah! And then it's great. I love it. It's fantastic. So that catches us up with Super Chats and tips. You can still send them in, of course, but we are caught up. So, what's next?
Should we do the live chat, or should I show some more stuff?
Show some more stuff, man. What do you got? I want to know.
More stuff. This one, I don't know. From back in the day, it's out for a longer time. Did wait for the price a little bit to drop. And I think it's out in the UK from Arrow, I believe. About Don't Go in the House.
Wow, that's
from
a classic.
Severin. And
what a cover, man. Look at that cover.
Yeah. And now comes the strange things, Rob. The reversible cover artwork shows the German title, Rob.
Ooh.
The House of the Living Corpses. So the reversible cover artwork contains the German title of the movie, which was quite surprising to me. Let me just check the other one. So you have, considering three cover artworks. Or two on the...
Gotta love that, buddy.
On the MRA and the O-ring or slipcase itself. So, and I love it looks a little bit like a VHS from back in the day, you know. So quite.
It totally looks like a VHS from back in the day.
Yeah. So, Don't Go in the House. So
where living corpses live.
Yeah. The next one, I stumbled across a review of the movie, but I haven't watched it yet, but looked interesting to me.
So is this a cat in the bag?
Cat in the bag, Rob? Perhaps, I don't know. Perhaps you have seen it. And how can you say no, Rob, to Two Witches?
Oh, I haven't seen it, but that's from Arrow. Yeah. That looks good. I'll buy that.
In the UK.
Look at that cover, man.
And of course, we have cover artwork here. And I saw it.
You know what Two Witches make for?
Help me out.
a good threesome. Spiritual experience.
So here we have a nice booklet. So, like you said, totally a cat in the bag for me. But the pictures are really, really promising. Especially, you know, a little bit of an Evil Dead vibe here for me. And it comes, of course, with a poster. Which should be the cover artwork itself. Yeah. It's the two cover artworks.
Wow, that's a pretty
witches.
Dope set, dude.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
So I hope it will pay off the cat in the back. Two Witches. The next one, Rob, I think you already shown it. You bought it, I believe, but you bought a steelbook. I decided just for the normal version because a little bit cheaper. I bought House of the Dragon.
I did buy the steelbook. Yeah, those discs are beautiful.
Nice. And I like those come even if the 4K is of course the primary. They come with the Blu-ray too, but it's just a ordinary set considering how it holds the discs.
Yeah.
Rob, are the bonus features just the extended stuff that they did on HBO Max?
Pretty much. I think there's a few
okay.
extra things on there, though.
Okay, nice. And then, Rob, you remember perhaps I lost a package that didn't get to me.
Yeah, what happened with that, buddy?
Like we always said, Rob, we don't want the money. We want our stuff. But I got reimbursed from Amazon, so I did get the money back. And then, of course, I put it in again to get those titles.
Of course.
So the missing titles, which contained missing in the title, are now finally here. And of course, one is the Missing in Action box set from Kino Lorber that came out.
It's no longer Missing in Action, but you had to get it again.
No, I had to get it again. So we have the first one, and this cover artwork back in the day was a poster in my room. Missing in Action 2, the beginning. The first two stem from a 4K master, from a 4K scan, and the third one, Product Missing in Action, is from a 2K scan. And this was directed by his brother. And I watched the first one, really, really nice, from the transfer up. And I detected one thing that I didn't know. I made a shot with my phone. Wait a minute. I hope I can put it here on our show, which was surprising to me. So this is the stand team, and on the last one it says Jean-Claude Van Damme, considering the first Missing in Action. So I guess it is our Jean-Claude Van Damme, just detected in the credits of the first movie. So Missing in Action. And like I said, the titles that went missing had missing in the title. And the other I watched yesterday, great movie, the Japanese movie, but this is the US disc because I don't think it is out somewhere else. The movie Missing. And that comes from Dark Star. It has a different cover beneath it. And it comes with a special feature up that is hosted by Chris Gore, where he interviews the director of the movie. Really nice, Rob. I don't want to give anything away. Trust me, buy it blind, Rob. Buy it blind. Don't watch trailers or anything. Buy Missing. It says, just some quotes on the back. A masterpiece. It's one of the year's best films. From Barbara Kennedy. Ain't it cool news? A beautifully shot film about a dangerous game of cat and mouse with a serial killer. So for Irene Jobs. That makes for an incredible, rewarding, and ultimately heartbreaking mystery. This was a quote from Jonathan Dehan from Nightmare on Film Street. Missing is a mind-blowing genre-bending and plays a brilliant game of cat and mouse with the audience. This is cinematic excellence. From Michel Swoop, Daily Dead, and from Chris Gore's company, from FilmFed, from Bobby Lepire, he says absolutely captivating.
I'll have to get that then, man. I mean, that's right up my alley. And that's a domestic disc.
Trust me, Rob.
That's not domestic. Where'd you get
that? This is US, Rob. This is US.
Oh, so it comes in that slipcase.
Yeah, exactly, Rob. And like I said, it features a special that is hosted by Chris Gore. The director was through satellite came into a question and answer session. Really, really great movie. Won't like to give nothing away. Go in blind, go in cold. Great movie, great surprises. Nice one from Japan. And I don't know if it's out in Japan on Blu-ray, but probably if it is, probably don't have any English subtitles again.
Dude.
So this was my whole.
Dude, you're not gonna believe this. Maybe you will believe this.
Yeah.
Thomas Logan just sent in a $50 super chat.
Thomas.
And he says
he wants that set, Rob. He wants that set. we can't be bribed.
I know he keeps trying to bribe us, but no. He's got a good point. He's making a good point here. See, He says, Dieter Bastian, you must bear witness. to Lord Kang's cinematic debut in a Saarbrücken IMAX screen. Your TV at home just won't do. And the grip Disney Plus has over correct aspect ratios for MCU films must be protested. Quantum Mania is on me, Dieter Bastian, via the Super Chat. Enjoy. Well, the Super Chat won't be cashed out until next month, so you're going to have to pay for it yourself. Super Chats, they only give us those once a month on the 21st. So, what can I say, Thomas?
So he sends me to the theaters, I believe.
He sends you to the theater. He wants you to go see it in IMAX. I'll have to PayPal you some money so you can go see it. Come on.
We don't have an IMAX here in my little community, Rob.
What? There must be one close.
We don't have an IMAX.
Can't you drive to France?
The next one would be a pretty good drive for Ant-Man, and was green screen. No.
Come on, you can't. $50, dude. He's bribing you. You gotta go.
Yeah, I know. I can watch it here, but it's not. It wouldn't be in IMAX. But at least it would be in English. That for me is that is already a plus.
All right. Tom Jr. Jackson says, congrats to former Designing Hollywood guest Sandy Powell for getting a Bafta fellowship. That's the Bafta Awards, by the way, are going on as we speak. Should I check and see what's won the BAFTAs? Yeah. Why not? And they're updating live. I don't think the BAFTAs are over yet.
Are they this early?
Well, yeah, because, the Brits, I mean, it's early for us. But the Brits,
not this early, actually at the evening. Yeah, it's correct.
And Richard E. Grant is hosting. My man, Richard E. Grant. So here we go for the BAFTA Awards. What is winning? All right, let's go back from the bottom. Adapted screenplay. Oh, you Germans, you're crushing it at the, okay, here we go. Adapted screenplay, All Quiet on the Western Front.
Ooh, nice.
One adapted screenplay. Supporting actors, Carrie Condon for the Banshees of Inisherin. And supporting actors, Barry Keoghan for Banshees of Inisherin. Film not in the English language, All Quiet on the Western Front. Casting, Elvis. Editing, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Cinematography, All Quiet on the Western Front. Outstanding debut by a British writer, director, or producer, After Sun. Quite a good movie, by the way. Animated film, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Original screenplay, Banshees of Inisherin. Best special effects, The Way of Water. Documentary is Nelvani. Original score, All Quiet on the Western Front. Best sound, All Quiet on the Western Front.
Nice.
Costume design, Elvis. British short film, An Irish Goodbye. British short animation, The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. Outstanding British film, Banshees of Inisherin. Production design, Babylon. Director, Edward Berger, All Quiet on the Western Front.
Ooh.
Makeup and hair is Elvis. It looks like you Germans might take the BAFTAs, bruh.
Nice.
You might take I'm telling you. You should be all proud that, an anti-war film made by Germany about a war that Germany basically started. Oh, wait, what? No, I'm just kidding. Trench warfare. I don't mean to make fun of you. The 20th century was a mess because of Germany, but that's better. It's better that we talk now. Just kidding. I love you, buddy. I love you. Do you want to do the news? We've got some good news.
Are they finished, the BAFTAs?
No, they're not done yet. This is deadline updating live, and the BAFTAs are
because
airing.
I was missing best picture. I think.
Yeah, they haven't done it yet. The BAFTAs are airing on a 1 hour delay in the UK and the US. So check. I will keep this open. So when they update, maybe by the end of the show, we will find out if your countrymen take the big BAFTA.
Nice.
Can you imagine the Brits are screaming about the Jerrys right now, just like they were in World War II? I mean, you're blitzing London all over again, and you're going to win. And my man Richard E. Grant is the one that's hosting. Woohoo!
Blitzkrieg Bob.
Yeah, right. What a great song that is. But you know what? To be fair, I loved All Quiet on the Western Front. I thought it was terrific, and
Me too.
I thought the changes they made to the novel, they added some characters, really, really interesting, and it deserves all the wins that it gets. I hate the fact that we in the States got it on Netflix. We didn't. It needed a theatrical release.
It didn't play here in the theater too, Rob. I don't think so. That it played in the theaters. I can't remember that.
But speaking of that, since we're talking about it,
Yeah.
and we're going to get into the news. Look what's
Okay.
getting a physical media release in the United States. All Quiet on the Western Front. It's coming out from, I think, a company called Alliance. And, other than, I'm glad that I don't have to go onto the tuna train. I mean, I love the tuna train, but it will be nice. Hopefully this will be a 4K release. So we are getting All Quiet on the Western Front. Unique to get a Netflix release. We don't get many Netflix releases here in the States out.
No.
But because it was an acquisition, we're able to get, they probably made a home video release for it before Netflix picked it up. So that's pretty cool. So we're getting All Quiet on the Western Front. Let's start out, like, one of the people that I like on YouTube, and I've watched in addition to Jeff, and in addition to Spare Change, and in addition to Vincent Teo, I've been watching Elliot Cohen for a long time. The soft-spoken Elliot Cohen, who is a big film fan, big fan of the Criterion Collection. He did a really interesting video about Criterion's May releases. So I would direct everybody. He's probably watching the BAFTAs now, so he's not watching us plug his channel. But go check out Elliot Cohen's channel. He did something that I thought was really interesting a couple years back, like I think it was during the pandemic, when he decided to cull his collection. That he wanted to take out all basically all the movies you buy out of his collection. And I'm just kidding.
God damn it!
He never had any of the movies that you buy in his collection. No, but
Of course not, Rob.
But
He has taste.
but he did, and I thought that was a really interesting. Like, he curated his collections because, like us, if you look at our collections, it's like how many. I mean, the clock is ticking for me. I'm close to. I mean, if you look at my collection, and you literally calculate if I live to be 75 years old, God forbid, and if I watched a movie every day, I might not be able to get through my entire collection. I might not be able to, and it's so I think Elliot Cohen had the right idea. But he if you don't subscribe to Elliot, I find listening to his voice very soothing. If I'm having a bad day, I tune into Elliot's channel, hear what he has to say about his collection, and he's very fair, and his list of great movies, he's got good taste. So you go, Elliot Cohen, and I watched your Criterion video, and we're going to talk about it right now. So, as we all know, the Criterion Collection has moved into 4K, right?
Yeah.
I've been buying Criterion material since 1984. Next year will be the 40th anniversary that I've been buying Criterion discs. And the first Criterion discs I bought were the CAV laser discs of Citizen Kane and King Kong. So
My first was the RoboCop unrated laser.
which was a big deal. And they put out Blade Runner letterboxed. Now, here's the thing about Criterion. They've moved over into the 4K space, and Elliot rightfully points out my big pet peeve with Criterion. For their 4K releases, they don't change anything. They release, the packaging is exactly the same.
Yeah.
Everything is the same. And I understand it's a way to release 4K discs. I mean, there were layoffs at Criterion, probably because of the streaming service, the Criterion channel. But nothing is different. They just give you a 4K disc. Everything is the same. And there are times when I'm literally rearranging my collection and I'm holding a Criterion disc, and I don't know the difference between one or the other, which is I just made
Not even a logo that gives you a hint.
No, you have to really look. I mean, on the back, I guess.
Yeah.
But I just built 2 more shelves for my physical media collection. And by the way, I'm rebranding this channel, and I'm going to start doing this show from a different place here in the Raw Observatory, where my entire physical media collection is behind me, which will be cool. It'll all be alphabetized. Will yours be?
I have to do that at some point.
Just kidding. No, but anyway, so Criterion is releasing a number of titles. Not a number, but they have actually a really great release slate in May. And the first of those, speaking of Germany, Wings of Desire. I was hoping to get this. They're putting out Wings of Desire in 4K. Obviously, I got the Steelbook, the UK Steelbook, and it's great. So, well, yeah, but it's Criterion but Criterion hasn't released it in 4K, so it's great.
Okay.
They're putting it out in 4K. I love the film, and there's a subtitle issue. They basically put the hearing impaired subtitles on the disc. And so you have to get a replacement disc, and I was going to get a replacement disc, but now I don't really have to because I'll buy the Criterion disc. I mean, but so that's coming out in 4K. And then another movie, a Japanese film that I really love, is a very cool movie. Seijun Suzuki's Branded to Kill. This is a great title, great movie, and it's going to look great in 4K. I can't wait to get it. That's coming out from Criterion. They're also releasing Peter Bogdanovich's Targets, his first movie that stars Boris Karloff. This is a very, very interesting film. If you haven't seen it, this is not coming out in 4K. This is coming out in Blu-ray. And they're also releasing from the director of Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Boom, chicka, bow, bow. They're releasing Petite Mammon, which I haven't seen, and I don't want to butcher her last name, but it looks like a great film. I will be picking this up. And then also they're releasing in 4K Thelma and Louise. And, it's I can't wait to get this. I love Thelma and Louise. But again, their Blu-ray and the Blu-ray and the 4K look exactly the same. And once, there was one film I ordered from Amazon. I forget what it was, a Criterion movie, and they sent me the Blu-ray instead of the 4K.
Yeah, it can happen.
And I ordered the Arrow Tremors 4K from Zavvi, and they sent me the Blu-ray. So it happens when everything is identical. And I wish that they would do something. And, some people say, why is Criterion releasing Thelma and Louise? Guys, Criterion once released The Rock and Armageddon. Slow the roll and your anger. Thelma and Louise is an important movie. It's Ridley Scott. I know it's populist. Get your butt back here, Thelma. I love that movie, so hey. So that's what Criterion is releasing in May, which is cool. Now, Scream Factory is finally, they're putting out Exorcist 3, a movie I dearly love in 4K. This does have Dolby Vision, UHD, so it does have both. In 4K, it's got the original theatrical version. They've gone back to the original negative to do their 4K version. And, of course, the director's cut, the Legion cut, is on Blu-ray, which they previously released. So that's coming out.
Interrupt, considering the cuts.
Okay, it's hard because they only have the director's cut stuff with Brad Dourif. They only have the extra stuff off VHS, so they could never find the negative, which is unfortunate. I have to say that I might prefer the theatrical version, but I really do appreciate because it's totally different the way they shot the stuff in the cell. So for those of you who don't know, Exorcist 3 is based on William Peter Blatty's novel Legion, which was a sequel to The Exorcist. And Exorcist 3 is also a sequel to The Exorcist, and it's an adaptation of that book. But when they made the movie, at the end of the movie, there was no exorcism. So Morgan Creek made them shoot an exorcism scene. And it's okay. It gets a little wacky. But so that's the theatrical version. I love Exorcist 3. I think it has one of the great screenplays ever written for a horror film. So I love it. And I love George C. Scott's performance. And there's it's got one of the cinema's great dream sequences in it with Patrick Ewing and Fabio. I like, but seeing, it's unfortunate because we can't see the original version in all of its glory. So I think I do prefer the theatrical version, but that's only because it's what I'm so used to. I really wish they could find that negative and restore the movie. They can't do it now because William Peter Blatty has passed away, but still. Yeah. And now nice. Here's Dieter. These are some questions that I have for you. These are important questions. You know how we've really ripped on Warner Brothers for their packaging.
Yeah.
Now, Warner Brothers, they've got their big box set coming out where they've bogarted some of MGM's legacy domestically, but they are releasing a couple of the titles that are included in those box sets individually.
Okay.
Now, I have to say, they have photoshopped new covers, but for whatever reason, I really like them. They're branded with the 100th anniversary, and I want to start with, and after watching the Casablanca disc, which is a revelation, they're putting out the Maltese Falcon. So here's the Maltese Falcon. I love this cover. This is their 100th anniversary branding. I think it's a beautiful cover. I think it captures the essence of the film. And normally, like Warner Archive that George Feltenstein oversees, they always use this great classic key art, which I love. It kind of gives Warner Archive its own branding. But, this looks great. I think this is a very classy looking cover. I really like the Warner Brothers 100 logo. I think it's really cool. I really like this. And then they're also putting out the great movie Cool Hand Luke. Again, it's a simple cover, but I do like it. I really like this cover. It is, again, it's simple. This looks like something Criterion would do. I mean, obviously, maybe the Photoshop, it could have been done a little bit better, but I like the simplicity of it. And I love this movie. So
Random.
Yeah, you have the actors
people
on the cover. It's not some random dude. Yeah. Well, do you like that cover?
like with Poltergeist. Even if it shouldn't be a random guy.
Who knows? And then the final one they're releasing, I know this is something in 4K. I can't wait because this disc is going to look amazing. James Dean and Rebel Without a Cause. I have a James Dean hot toy from this movie, action figure behind me. I love this cover. I love this cover. I think it's simple. It's elegant. I love the shot of James Dean. I love the color treatment on it. It's got that sort of classic sepia tone. I mean, the movie's not sepia tone, but there's something about this cover I just really love. I love this design, and I think it's...
Those 3 covers.
Yeah, they're pretty neat, right? So
yeah.
Kudos to Warner Brothers. You went from making some of the worst covers. That Poltergeist cover has to go down in the annals of cinema history as one of the worst.
Yeah.
To really classing up the joint. So, we're not here to slam on. We believe in giving credit where credit is due. So Warner Brothers, I'd like to believe that George Feltenstein bent some people over a post and spanked their bare bottoms and said, "Do better." But, like a school teacher we can't do that anymore. But I believe in corporal punishment for people that do bad work. And so there you go. Yeah. George Feltenstein did not do that. He's a really nice guy. He would never hurt anybody. But, he also has good taste. So I'm just saying. So there you go.
Nice cover.
Now, check out what's coming from Lionsgate. Yeah. Look what Lionsgate's releasing. Lionsgate's releasing. Look at this House of 1,000 Corpses box set. Look at this. Wow. Now, look, I'm not a real fan of House of 1,000 Corpses.
Me neither.
The mean-spirited. I understand I get where Rob Zombie was coming from, but they're not a lot of fun. The sadism and violence. I mean, I prefer it when it's fun.
You have to know your parameters,
Yeah, no. But I have to say, for those of you who are fans of this work, look at this box set. All this crazy Rob Zombie approved art. I would imagine this is coming out.
Just a new box set.
That's a good question. I don't know, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
I could find out, but I do not know. By the way, on the BAFTAs, the Rising Star Award went to Emma Mackey, and the leading actor, Austin Butler, for Elvis.
Nice.
Which is pretty cool. So, that's what can I say, Dietz? Now I'm going to answer this question for you. We're going to take a quick gander at to see what they say about this transfer. So I can answer your question as I go back here and look.
We just assume if some movie gets a new release, we always expect a new transfer.
Okay, this is pretty neat. Okay, so It's a 20th anniversary premium box set and steelbook Blu-ray. Graham Humphreys did all the illustrations. It has a new bonus disc of never-before-seen special features. It has cast and director interviews with everybody. It has behind-the-scenes, 5 on-set behind-the-scenes segments. It has a Dr. Satan test, whatever that is, a professor test, and the EPK, the electronic press kit. Again, though, only on digital, you get a new director's commentary, so that's bad. Lionsgate, bad. And also, our beloved Second Sight, who is apparently working on The Hitcher, and they're working on Near Dark, but they haven't really announced those. I've heard that they're doing that. They have announced a new version, a 4K version of Picnic at Hanging Rock. I mean, Second Sight, man, Criterion has put this out in a pretty extensive, great special edition, but this 4K, look at this. I mean, and by the way, if you're a physical media collector, Second Sight in the UK, if you don't jump on their special editions, they sell out very fast. As you know, they put out the Dawn of the Dead box set, which is one of the greatest, one of my favorite physical media releases of all time. So they're putting that out, which is pretty exciting, which is great. Now, also, James Wan's Dead Silence is coming out from Scream Factory in 4K. I don't love this movie, but I like it. So it's coming out, and you
still have it, I believe, Rob, on HD.
You have it on HD. Well, now you can get it on. Now you can get it on 4K. Now, the last thing, just a reminder, just a little nudge for all of you folks out there. George Romero's Martin, which is a fantastic movie, is also coming out. He made this movie before he made Dawn of the Dead. This movie's coming out in 4K once again from Second Sight. So jump on that before they run out. And then, of course,
most movies in different variation.
Yes,
Picnic at Hanging Rock and Martin.
And now we, of course, get to the sales figures. We've got the top 10 Blu-ray bestsellers. These are Blu-ray. Week ending February 11th, Black Panther, the Legion of Superheroes animated film, Black Adam. Black Adam and Black Panther top the charts, baby. Top Gun Maverick, Violent Night, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Mickey and Minnie 10 Classic Shorts, Warm Bodies, Halloween Ends, House of the Dragon, and Black Panther. Not a real surprise there, but Warm Bodies is. And look what happens when they release, it's the new Steelbook edition, look what happens when they re-release catalog titles. They jump to the top, which proves that there are still collectors out there looking for big genre titles, or middling genre titles in the case of Warm Bodies, but people like that movie.
Exactly.
So
it's not that.
It's good to see. Then we have, this is the total, this is home media sellers. And remember, back in November, we gave you this pie chart. DVD is still 43% of the market. DVD is still the biggest part of the marketplace. Blu-ray is 32%. UHD is 23%. So when you see these numbers are a combination of all those things. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, 69% is Blu-ray. Black Adam, 56%. It's 69% is Blu-ray. Black Adam is 56%. Top Gun Maverick is 52% Blu-ray. Legion of Superheroes is 100% Blu-ray because it didn't come out in 4K. And Violent Night is 47%, so that's cool. And then we have the 3D, the top-selling 3D, and there is the note still that says that Snow White and the Huntsman, the number one 3D disc, it doesn't really exist. So I don't know why that keeps. It's, you know what? Does 3D exist at all? Like, who knows? I don't know. So Snow White and the Huntsman, Top Gun 3D, The Wizard of Oz 3D, and Aquaman 3D. 0.09%. So that, what is it? 9 people bought it in 3D this week. Good for those 9 people. Where'd you buy it? I don't know. No, Aquaman does not. It's a bummer. And oh, by the way, I added this because I forgot. This appears to be an error since there's no such release in 3D. Although the Huntsman Winners War 3D did receive an individual Blu-ray 3D release. This has been funny because they've been putting this on this has been the number one, and it's not even real. So what a mark of our times, if you want to have something metaphoric about our times. And then finally, Yeah, it's a wish list. That's exactly what it is. Now, here are the top 5. Look at the number 1 top-selling 4K disc. Warm Bodies. Can you believe it? Warm Bodies. And this is even Well, why do you think it is the number 1 disc?
I haven't exactly watched at the design of the steelbook. Is the steelbook that?
No, but it's a horror film, and I think that goes to show you that at the forefront. I've always said, at the forefront of physical media collectors is the horror crowd.
Definitely.
They are. They're the. I mean, obviously,
especially with Germany, with the cut and uncensored stuff. That's always
it's the horror crowd,
point.
And the horror crowd are going to be the last vestiges of physical media collectors because they love their artifacts. We love us horror fans love our horror films. We love them.
Like I told you, Rob, if I stumble across an article that says the version that comes out with the 18 certificate here is cut, then I wonder, okay, what is the uncut version? The movie can still be trash, even in the uncut version. But I'm curious then, why was this movie cut? I'm already curious about the movie then.
Yeah. So that's that. And now, the other ones, look, so we got Warm Bodies. How crazy is it that the first Black Panther in 4K is outselling Wakanda Forever, which is interesting. Then Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is a great 4K. Our friend Cliff Stevenson worked on it, did some great special features. And the Batman 4K. So there you go. All the news that's fit to print. That is it for this week in terms of news.
Nice.
Let me see if we've got anybody else firing in anything. Kelvin Wellborn says that Cynthia Rothrock has a Kickstarter for Black Creek, movie.
We know that.
And it's going to be an action movie written and produced by her.
Yeah, we showed it, Rob. We
did.
We made promotion ourselves for it. Black Creek.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. So hopefully that will get funded. How cool will that be? Probably pretty cool.
She reached the first 2 stages, and I think it's 20 days left. 20 days left.
Yeah, which is good. So, and we are caught up via Super Chats and tips.
Then I would say we jump to the live chat, Rob, from last week.
I turn it over to you.
Okay. So previously on Let's Get Physical Media. And Rob, of course, always starts the show with being the pharaoh of physical media. And Irene Jobson was in the live chat. Never knew I needed a pharaoh until you.
You do need me.
Multi-revelator. Would love to know where that pic of Deeds with the guitar came from and if it's a composite of images. And as always, we try to give the people what they want. This is the original picture with my niece, Sylvia. We were on the Billy Idol concert in 2015. This is the original picture. They had a little bit of a booth where you can they did make some photos. So this is the original picture, multi-revelator, where Rob did cut out just my part.
I know, it's terrible. So. By the way, on the BAFTAs, buddy, Cate Blanchett won Best Actress for Tar.
Oh, not surprising. Not really a surprise. And last week, Rob, we jumped immediately in showing physical media, which was taking people aback, especially Tim Hens. Stop the press! Straight into the physical media. I stand back in amazement. They couldn't believe it. Then Roman Chopa, Herr Dieter, show your t-shirt with Ask Please. Since Rob is always nice and cut me off at this section, which is really nice, Rob. I really appreciate it. But he wants to see the Oscar shirt. This is my second one because she won the Elimination Chamber yesterday, and we have our own heel here from the Schmodown, this Rob. So he wanted to see the t-shirt completely. We like to give our customers what they want. This is the other Oscar shirt completely. The Empress of Tomorrow. Yesterday she won the Elimination Chamber at the Elimination Chamber event. So the T-shirt. Colonel Sanders, Dieter's man cave looks dope. You really think so? You only see the persinium, like Rob says, of the frame, but don't see anything else. So I would be hesitant to make that judgment. Okay. Roman Chopra. Wow, I didn't knew that. Park Chan-wook filmed Le Carré, considering the little drummer girl, the edition I showed last week. I didn't get around to watch it. What I have watched was actually, let me just look for it, the second season of Ozark. Little bit weaker for me than the first one, but I'm still loving the show. So I finished second season of Ozark. And Rob, I totally forgot. Yeah.
Seasons 3 and 4 are great.
Yeah. Oh, nice. And I totally forgot, Rob. I finished it. I'm through with God of War, Ragnarok, PlayStation 5 game. After around 70 hours, I finally saw the end credits and had a great time with the game. Totally worth it. So really, really great game for the PlayStation 5. The only thing, the game mechanics doesn't have really anything new, considering the prequel, the game that came before God of War. So the game mechanics are mostly the same, but nothing gets you more satisfied to finish a great boss or monster that is way bigger than you. That always gets you cheaply. So I finished at least God of War Ragnarok finally. So, Kondo 007 wants to know what website is that, please, Dieter? Uncut versus cut. Considering the little drummer girl, I stumbled across this edition because one of my websites said that this is the director's cut edition of the episodes. The website is called schnittberichte.com. This is a German word. But there are American sites too. Unfortunately, I can't put it in the comments. YouTube normally deletes any links that you would put there. I will try to, in the comments, do something. But this is a German site, considering the versions, what is cut and what is uncut. And considering the little drummer girl, Joe Hemphill said it aired on AMC in late 2018 from the UK. Okay. And Imran Shaba says, great series. Okay, looking forward to watching it. Considering the edition that I showed, Troy Ulysses says, I think each dossier folders represents each part of the series. I think it was in 3 parts. Okay. We'll have to check inside it after I have watched it, and I will probably bring the box out again to show it a little bit more in detail. And our big sponsor, Thomas Logan, said, Deed sold me. I'm buying it. I have not seen it, Thomas, so I can't say anything, especially if Tim Henson says, can guarantee Deeds to be a good salesman. So you should be perhaps a little bit careful, Thomas Logan, to jump on that too. Considering the Warner editions that we showed, Das Plagueis, Warner should release all those movies single, not buying a $300 pack in order to get 3 movies I don't have. Totally understandable.
Well, I mean, they've released, again, they are putting out a couple of those, 3 of them unto themselves, so I think that's cool.
Did you show? Yeah. Are there 3 in one of the boxes together, or are they?
I think if you buy the big box set of 4Ks, you get everything.
Exactly, because this was only, help me, the one box that was a 4K box.
Yes. Yes, and it does. The Blu-ray boxes have more because there's more things out on Blu-ray.
Okay. Speaking of Irene Jobson, she was in the live chat and said that Nightmare 3 is her favorite. She didn't know the title anymore. And Brian Hepburn said Dream Warriors, of course.
Yeah.
And Brian Hepburn said, now I have that Dokken song in my head. And speaking of rocking with
Warriors.
Yes. Yeah. And speaking of Dokken, one of my favorite bands from the 80s, actually was the first band, considering hard rock and heavy metal, that I saw live. And I have evidence, Rob. I have evidence because back in the day, we didn't have smartphones, and you had to smuggle in cameras if you wanted to have do some pictures. And I didn't took the picture, and of course it's faded. They were a support act for Accept, and I know it says Red here, but Red was switched out for Dokken, and this is a little bit faded.
Wow, look at that. Wait, is that where you were? Were you that close to the stage?
No, this photo was taken from a friend of mine. And
wow, that's a great picture.
Still can see on the bass drum the Dokken logo. And this was this is almost 36 years ago. It says March 12th. And Accept, the German band, was the headliner. So just two nostalgic pictures from.
Those are great photos, man. Those are really good.
And the famous Flying V.
You should scan those and then use some tools and put some color back into those. You could make those. Come on.
So a little bit nostalgia. Rockin' with Dokken, not Red. They were exchanged for Dokken.
Rockin' with Dokken. Yeah.
Exactly. So much for Dream Warriors. And Fletch was in the live chat. Dream Warriors had the best soundtrack, the movie.
It did. It had a great soundtrack.
I used to play it and the Lost Boys soundtrack all the time in my VW. Nice. Considering, Rob, you praised Star Trek. And Danzig asks us, Rob, have Paramount unblocked you on Twitter now?
No.
And
oh, wait a minute. You know what? By the way, breaking news. All Quiet on the Western Front has won Best Film at the BAFTAs.
Ooh, nice.
Best Film.
Nice.
I mean, that makes it a lock for Best Foreign Film here in the... Let me see if Star Trek on Paramount Plus has still blocked me.
Because I wanted to chime in Angry Joe 2 as perhaps praise, but his video, because he's like you, always in trouble with CBS, got taken down, so I couldn't watch his review about Star Trek Episode 1 Picard.
Oh, hang on. I've got to find the real...
This video was taken down, so hopefully he has to edit it and put it up again. He's always in trouble with CBS, especially back in when he tried to review the Halo series.
Star Trek on Paramount Plus has still blocked me.
There you go.
I mean, for all the work that I did promoting Star Trek on Paramount Plus, I am still blocked, and I'm a customer. I pay for Paramount Plus, and they block me. After everything I said great about this is the problem, because some snivelly little snowflake that runs their social media that was pre-blocked on their before I even knew that they had a Twitter feed. Pre-blocked me.
Considering Avatar 2, the Alex Sorber. Congrats to Avatar 2. They are doing that without one penny from me ever.
You know what? I for whatever reason I threw you out of sync. I threw you out of sync. Yeah. Oh, now you're back in sync. Hang on, I'll put you back. There you go.
Okay. Like I said, the Alex Sorber. Congrats to Avatar 2. They are doing that without one penny from me ever. Okay. Razor Dave was in the live chat. Rob and Dieter, you guys rock. Love the show. Hey, Rob, side note. A few nights ago, I was watching Army of Darkness and saw your name on the credits. Very cool.
It's true. I worked on Army.
I will keep my lookout for that too, Rob.
I did, in fact, work on Army of Darkness. It was a great summer. I worked on the Swamp Thing TV show. I worked on Sleepwalkers. Although I don't think I got a credit on the Sleepwalkers on the movie, which bummed me out, because I worked on that and Army of Darkness. Yeah. So all three of those things during that summer. That was a fun summer, let me tell you.
Awesome. Colonel Sanders. Titanic or Avatar, either way, Cameron wins. That is certainly true. Irene Jobson. I've seen Warlock when I was a kid. My mom loved it. Nice. And Brian Hepburn says Warlock and Warlock the Armageddon were good. Exactly. Thomas Logan. Speaking of Criterion and their editions, I still have Armageddon on Criterion DVD. I think I have that too, Thomas. Wait, let me just see. Mir Girl. Chat's reaction to last week's ChatGPT extravaganza was hilarious. At least at that point.
I'm glad someone thought so.
That was nice. Yeah. Das Plagueis says, 80s and 90s, I spent all weekends with the guys watching movies on VHS and playing video games. Everything was cool. Everything was fresh. The spoils of youth. Nice. Colonel Sanders, Rob, do you have a spreadsheet for all your physical media? Because he says, I got spreadsheets for everything. My spreadsheets even has spreadsheets.
I do not.
Okay. And then, Rob, we have to congratulate Irene Jobson, even if it is almost a week late. She says, just because I like to toot my own horn, I do want to announce tomorrow is my 36th birthday. So on Monday, she had was her birthday. So Irene, belated, happy birthday to you. Das Plagueis. Rob loves that shit. He just loves it. I can see it in his eyes, the glare. It makes him happy. Unfortunately, I forgot the context, Rob.
I do love that shit. You know, and I like to, you know, I like the fact that Irene Jobson blows her own horn.
And Irene Jobson says, love sidekicks. Okay, Irene, here it is again. Sidekicks, really nice.
That's a really great. That's Vinegar Syndrome.
Yeah,
it's a great package. And really, they did a great job with that.
And I probably forgot. I think in the live chat there was some question: is this the uncut version? Yes, as far as I know, it is. It is, because there was some edited stuff, but not really anything major. So Irene Jobson loved sidekicks. Steve Moore asked, Dieter, have you seen that Accident Man Hitman's Holiday was supposed to be released on DVD in the US on Tuesday, February 7th, but I cannot find it for sale anywhere. Do you know if it did get released? What Steve Moore is talking about, the sequel to Scott Adkins' Accident Man Hitman's Holiday. And Steve, I'm waiting for a release of that movie too. I've seen it on Vudu where I bought it. As far as I know, there has not been any release at all, not even on DVD, not as far as I know. But will have my eyes peeled and look out for the sequel, which probably at some point will get physical media release. I'm pretty sure of it. And then famous Dave Cullen was in the show, speaking of Star Trek, Picard, Season 3, Episode 1. And he said the ending is incredible. Andy H. said, hey, Rob, you have previously mentioned you were looking for another 4K player. Did you see Shane Lee's, formerly Spare Change, review of the Magneta UDP 800? Looks good, but is pricey.
Yeah, no, the real disc player. There's a Panasonic player I want for $1,500, and maybe the one he's talking about is the one I saw for $3,000 that I want to order. I know
that is a.
See, the thing is, I don't know if I'll be buying.
What makes it that pricey, Rob? 3,000?
Well, all the different filters. I mean, all of it. Okay. Here's the thing. I mean, I since 90% of what I make goes to the domicile that I currently reside in, the any disposable income, I either have to sell stuff, trade stuff, whatever. So and you can't, but I will if I sell a new project or something. I always use, when you ever get a bigger influx of cash. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, but because I want to buy some really nice players to put away. Yeah. Because what if in 10 years, I mean, it's going to be, I don't even know if anyone will be around to repair the players.
But help me, Rob. I think 3,000 is probably the most expensive player I've ever heard of. 3,000?
Yeah, it's really expensive.
Okay, nice.
But if I, one day, my goal is I want to build like in this. I would love to remodel this garage or build a separate structure, but the garage is here, and turn this whole area into a dedicated home theater with a projector. But the projector I want is $500,000.
Schnäppchen, Rob. Schnäppchen. Or not.
But it projects 3D.
Important. Very important, Rob. Very important.
Never happened.
Das
But, you know,
Plagueis-
man's got to have dreams.
Yeah. Das Plagueis. Ah, that Coke looks good, Deeds. Exactly. Looks good. Looks good. Das Plagueis. So. Colonel Sanders. Hopefully Quantumania doesn't suck. As far as I heard from the reviews. Probably does, Colonel. Shinnet. Dognem. Guys, I just watched Invaders from Mars 86. What a classic. And Brian Hepburn answers, the original Invaders from Mars is great. The remake is great for all the wrong and opposite reasons. And this one I give over to you, gladly, Rob. Roman Chopra. Hey, guys, what do you think about Miami Vice TV series?
Come on. Dude, Sonny Crockett, when he goes undercover as a drug dealer, his last name is Burnett. His alter ego is Sonny Burnett, and there is an arc. I think it's the end of season 4, the beginning of season 5, where he loses his memory and he thinks he is Sonny Burnett, and he ruthlessly takes over the Miami drug trade. It's glorious. I have the Blu-ray box set of Miami Vice.
Yeah.
I love. By the way, you know what I pre-ordered? I pre-ordered the steelbook of the director's edition, the director's edition of the movie Miami Vice. Because I don't know if that'll ever come out in 4K because it was shot on video. So it might,
Probably.
I mean, maybe it will. I don't know because it was in the aughts. But that new
So probably just
that new steelbook's dope. I had to get it. Yeah. But I love Miami Vice, although the last episode was terrible. Terrible. The end of that series.
So probably not even a higher resolution than 2K, considering.
Yeah, I doubt it. I doubt it. But it was good stuff.
Speaking of the ending of Tar, which I totally dug the ending, and speaking of video games with music, Blue Sunrise was in the live chat. Some of the greatest composers of our time are Japanese game composers.
I agree. Unbelievable. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Danzig, 1979. Ah, no, my biscuit fell in my cup of tea. First world problems. And exactly, Danzig, this is the moment for coffee and cake movies, you know? If your biscuit falls into the tea, it's not that important because you watch a movie that you know inside and out, so you can fish out your biscuit totally easily. That is the time for coffee and cake movies. Bill Barclay. I saw Knock at the Cabin. I thought it was okay. Rob, have you seen Knock at the Cabin? Did you get around?
I have not seen it yet, and I want to see it because of I read the book. The book is actually called The Cabin at the End of the World.
Oh, okay. Didn't know it was based on a book.
Yeah.
And like I said, Dave Cullen was in the show. Terry is a terrific guy, top bloke. And he said the final episode of Picard season 3 is just phenomenal. Properly cinematic. There's a lot of tear-jerking moments in there. That was comments from Dave Cullen. Walter Whitewalker, there was a Dead 80s show, considering the remake, the continuation with Dead 90 show. There was a Dead 80s show, but it sucked and got cancelled. Can't believe it. An 80s show about the 80s sucking. Unbelievable. Danzig 1997, probably a useless question. Would Rob do a show with Red Letter Media about Picard season 3? Of course.
Are you kidding? First of all, I love Red Letter Media. I love Mike. I love those guys.
They are slightly optimistic, Rob.
They're going to, you know what? Watch Red Letter Media over the course. I'm very curious to hear. I'm very excited that they liked the first episode because I have to say, when I discovered Red Letter Media, the first thing that I'd ever seen was Mr. Plinkett's review of Star Trek Generations, and I was hooked.
And it filled your heart with joy.
I was hooked. And then they did the Next Generation movies, and then they did their true Red Letter Media. They're going to go down in history for their review of the prequels, the Star Wars prequel trilogy.
Yeah.
But their I knew that I had found kindred spirits when Plinkett reviewed Star Trek Generations. Oh, so good.
Have you seen their review of the first episode, Rob? when went back. There fell something from the picture, fell down when they were reviewing the episode 1 of PK season 3. Very, very funny. And Donnie Pearson said, with respect to my good frenemy, Doomcock, I'm looking forward to the final season of PK. I think, yeah.
I'm glad. I mean, by the way, Doomcock tweeted out a video of the inside of a 360 video of the inside of his office. Yeah. Whatever, or not. Pardon me, not. He said Doomcock, right?
Yeah,
My mistake. I meant Gary. I meant Nerdrotic.
Yeah, okay. Tell us about it, Rob.
I know. I was trying to make a joke because Doomcock and I are supposedly at war, and everyone thinks that Gary and I now are. I've always been friends with Gary, and I love Gary. I don't necessarily agree with his politics or the way he presents certain ideas. You know, it's really interesting. So Doomcock basically kind of went to war with me.
Yes,
exactly. and
that's what I say. Reputations are put on the line.
Well, and as you open this show, you did say that that I did bring. I didn't have to bring anybody onto my side. I think that anybody who has judgment and critical faculties that are genuine can watch Star Trek Picard season 3. Sure, is it perfect for everyone? No, but what is? But I would say that Star Trek, the character interplay and the plot that unfolds is undeniably Star Trek, and it is undeniably a vast improvement over what we are getting. Now, that's all I want. I don't want to hold some imaginary line like if creators are making better Star Trek and the ratings are better. I'm seeing more stuff on social media about Star Trek Picard Season 3 than I ever saw about Strange New Worlds, or there's more YouTube videos being made about it. You don't need me to tell you that it's good. The quality is self-evident. What Terry Matalas and all of the work that he did with all of his collaborators, he busted his ass to make us the best Star Trek we could get. And he knows and loves Star Trek. So, you know, I might have been tub thumping or whatever for the last 6 months, but that's only because I was so excited about it, and it's nice to see people come around. And you know, it's funny. There are people that, like, I tweeted out a video Gary made about. It was actually about China and appeasing and how our thought police, how we're being dragged down. And I thought it was actually a very good video. And Perry Chan, who edited the video, did a really good job. And people are like, what I don't understand is if I like a video that Nerdrotic that Gary puts out, it doesn't necessarily mean I've suddenly decided to agree with everything he says. I liked that video. That's why I retweeted it, because I thought he did a good job, and he used Bill Maher and talked about China. And the thing about, like, I'm not mad at Doomcock. I don't dislike Doomcock. But I do think, as a Star Trek fan, that it would have been nice if he would watch the show and review it for its own sake. You know, I think that being partisan about your beliefs, just deciding that, okay, I'm on this team, so I'm going to believe that everything that team does is bad. That's not helpful. That's not how life works. And, you know, if somebody does something, if a company's been making bad stuff for a long time, and then they make something good, it's worth recognizing that they've made something good, because hopefully in that recognition, the company will understand they have to continue to make what they've done good. They'll make more of that. And all I want is to see great Star Trek. I want to see my beloved franchise restored to its former luster. And I've been very critical of Star Trek over the last 30 years. I have not been somebody who just loves it all. I was very critical of the Next Generation films, even First Contact. So it was great to see. And Picard Season 3 sticks the landing. You know, everyone's going to have nitpicks because they're reaching for the stars with Picard Season 3. And everybody should watch it and make up their own minds. That's what I say to everyone. Watch it and make up your own mind. It's up to you.
There we go.
It's not up to me. So,
yeah. Nice. Admiral was in the live chat considering Red Letter Media. The Red Letter guys are very entertaining. They have their own niche. That's great. I understand what you mean, Admiral, but considering their views, it's a little bit more than just a niche. Okay. Drew Gordon, considering still on the Star Trek topic, as long as Wesley is not in it, I like it probably. Cineast, Shang-Chi is better than Eternals, though that's not saying much, but I still haven't watched the newest Thor or Black Panther and aren't in a hurry to do so. Well, Cineast, you're not missing anything from my point of view. Speaking of Tony Leung in Shang-Chi, Drew Gordon, Shang-Chi is like Tony Leung's 20th best movie. Victor,
No, it wasn't.
Victor Fontaine. Yeah, that whimsical trip to the China Fantasyland guided by the headless chicken rabbit lost me. I was out at that point. I can totally understand what you mean, Victor. And Walter Whitewalker, considering Jäger Schnitzel is the best, he says, Schnitzel with sauerkraut, mashed potatoes is the best. Terry, our friend from Norway, my friend from Norway, Terry Tiberius Morg says, Eternals is the only MCU movie I didn't finish. Fell asleep, horrible, never finished. Okay. Star Wars Evanoglu. I loved Viking Wolf, the Norwegian movie that I showed last week, which is on Netflix. Viking Wolf. I loved Viking Wolf. The twist and reveal was insane. Victor Fontaine, our letter writer. I own all the Marvel movies from Hulk 2004 to Endgame on 4K Steelbook. Do not own Eternals, Thor 4, or Wakanda Forever, and don't plan on buying them. Phase 4 was disappointing. And I don't know, I hope the context is right. Walter Whitewalker asked what show, and I said last week, I'm missing the last episode, and I hope he speaks of Extraordinary, which I totally recommend. I don't know, you probably didn't have time, Rob, to check it out. It's on Hulu in the States. Just watch the first episode, Rob. The first episode will tell you if you're in to the concept or not. Extraordinary. And it totally had a nice ending, which will hopefully get a little bit more explained in, hopefully, further seasons. So for me, recommendation for Extraordinary on Hulu in US, on Disney Plus internationally. Speaking of the trauma release of Toxic Avenger, Cineast said, sadly, Trauma's releases have been garbage. Okay. And Brian Hepburn asked, where's Sergeant Kabuki Man? New York Police Department. I remember that movie too, back from the VHS days. And Danzig 1979 says, the Toxic Avenger remake starring Peter Dinklage is in post-production, right? I have no idea how it
I don't know if it is or not. That's interesting. I don't know if that's true, but I guess it is.
He asked us, right? Is he in post-production? That would be further along than I even knew about it. Speaking of the Warner Bros. Box set, Cineast said the box is for people who don't collect regularly. Totally understand it, because most of the movies we have already as a single release. Because Alex Sorba said, I have the ones I want already, and will get the ones that are coming that I want individually. And Mr. Gonzalez says, I think I'm buying Volume 2. Okay. Altmetall says, 2010 needs a proper restoration. The movie is not bad at all. Okay. Is there even a Blu-ray out on 2010? I'm not sure.
There is. I have it.
But an older one.
It's an older Blu-ray. It's not bad, but it needs a better. Just like I said, I think that Warner Brothers owns that. So 2010. Why don't we have Robert Zemeckis' Contact? I don't know.
Exactly. And speaking, Rob was a little bit surprised considering the titles they picked to put in the box. But Ziggy had the resolution how they picked those stuff. The thought process was a dartboard with movies on it, Rob. Just flip it. And Brian Hepburn said, they went, what movies do we have a ton of overstock on? Put those in the box set. Child and Unicorn, but this isn't even 100 great movies. Some are garbage, such as Suicide Squad or Harlequin or whatever that movie was. Birds of Prey, which I quite enjoyed. And then Das Plagueis. You do watch us for a long time, so this is a little bit surprising for me. Rob don't like the Goonies? No, he doesn't. You know, you have seen it last week when he rolled his eyes when that movie.
When I saw Goonies, I was in high school. I wrote a review of it for my high school paper. I said I'd never seen a movie that I thought had more gratuitous kissing. Why did Martha Plimpton keep making out with Josh Brolin? I'm like, come on, guys, I don't want to see that.
And the last one was a super chat. I think we missed it because it came just in, Rob. Last second, we were already out from our King Tannic, our Osaku showrunner, and he says, "Oh yeah, Transformer spot tonight." Speaking of the Super Bowl, it came in just last minute. I think we forgot it, Rob, because we were already out, and this was the live chat, Rob, from last week.
Well, we've got some super chats and tips to deal with.
Yeah.
Stubble McShave.
Stubble
McShave says, my favorite sentence that Red Letter Media ever said was from their review of the new Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh, nice.
I was covered in a nostalgia bukkake. I was drowning. I got to give it up. That's a great line. Irene Jobson smiling, I know. Nostalgia bukkake.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Then we have Terrier sends in a super chat. Admiral Terrier Tiberius Mork says, I'm going to bag Masters and I don't give a shit how I do it. That's a line from To Live and Die in L.A. So it will indeed come out before I see it in theaters in June. I'll do both.
Ooh.
You're a good man, nice. Terrier. Terrier. Should I be saying instead of Terrier? I always say Terrier. It should be Terrier. I like it. Terrier, man. I love it. The God King Dictator of South Africa says, a friend at Paramount just gave me a call. Picard Season 3 is officially a flop, and they're blaming Kurtzman. The plan is to now get rid of Secret Hideout and reset to 2005. Well, I wish that were true, although it's not a flop. It's not a flop. Mark Spector's Avatar, which would be Moon Knight, says, Rob, you need to do a show with a homemade helmet to go up against Doomcock and then do the entire show.
There's a robot voice.
Then do the entire show using the Bane voice. Wow. That would be. Meanwhile, I have to do the Bane voice as Bane is on the Harley Quinn animated series. I have to do that
would
Bane.
Be tough, Rob.
That would be tough. It would be hard. It would be hard. So we're caught up. There we're at.
Yeah. Nice. And I think we're through, Rob.
I think we're done. I think the 99th episode of Let's Get Physical. I can never hang that. I can never get that. I can't do that note. But this is 99 episodes plus a few special edition episodes and all that, but 99.
And one lost one. One lost one.
And one lost episode. 99 episodes.
From the recording stages back in the first place. Recording stages.
99. I mean, but I like the fact that we're on a pretty consistent basis. 99.
How do we do it with the letters? Do I send you the emails back with
send me the emails back of the 3 picks, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to send these out on the community tab. I'm going to send these 3 letters out, and I'm going to put up a poll, and people are going to vote on the 3 letters.
Nice.
So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel and look out for the messages that I will send. And I'm just going to call them letter 1, letter. I'll put the names of the letters. Yeah. And then you imagination connoisseurs, you people that watch this show, and the people actually that are just members of the channel. So or not anybody who's a subscriber to the channel will get to vote. Even people that don't watch this show. So, and once again, that is for the Sony Pictures Classics 30th anniversary 4K box set that has City of Lost Children in 4K on it. So, yeah, and we'll see if I can have a star-studded. We'll have lots of guests. So our format will probably be a little different than it normally is. Like, just because we'll have guests to talk, it's going to be a party. So I want everyone drinking alcohol. Even you, Dieter. Come on.
Okay.
Or at least smoke out, you know? bring your edibles, whatever. So
Nice.
Irene Jobson says, "Ooh, pegging is fun, and that's not putting a square peg into a round hole. She's a woman after my own heart. That's all I can say." But you go, Irene. And so there we go. And Let's Get Physical Media episode 100 is next week.
Exactly.
Can you believe it?
And
100 episodes.
Insane run. So let's say we have shows that run below 2 hours, over 2 hours. A lot of hours.
There's a lot of hours.
So
And I want to, once again, our moderators, Lord Toth and Tom Jr. Jackson are here. I believe that Roberto Suarez was here too earlier. So thank you for your... Justin Toner is here also moderating. Thank you, gentlemen, for your activities. Can you imagine if someone like Irene Jobson was a moderator? Our chat would be censored. Ooh. The government would come after us. We'd be... By the way, I am doing a Robservations tonight at 5 o'clock to talk about Roald Dahl and how he's being rewritten by sensitivity readers.
Ooh.
Sensitivity readers that belong to I think, a pernicious cabal that their mission is to sanitize the minds of children and make them weak-willed and unable to cope. I mean, it's amazing to me, all these people that are trying to save the kids, and yet more kids are on prescription medication than have ever been on prescription medication in their lives. It's really, really sad. But we'll get into it. It's not just a regular story of people changing a few adjectives or names. It's something bigger than that, and it's gross, and I hate it. And I've always said, Dieter, that one day some angry mob is going to come after our collections of movies and be like, "You shouldn't
Especially the
have
nice
these."
Ones.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they're going
like I told you, I'm happy that you're not working at customs, Rob. So I wouldn't have gotten Cannibal.
Well, I would just take them for myself. Oh, Cannibal Holocaust, you can't have this, but I'll have it.
No. Exactly. So
there you go.
From my end, jede Person, die du triffst, hat eine Geschichte zu erzählen, die du noch zu hören hast. Alles, was du tun musst, ist zuhören.
Every person you meet has a story to tell that you have yet to hear, and all you have to do is listen. And with that, I say to all of you, spin some more discs, buy some physical media, support your boutique labels, and watch Elliot Cohen's video on Criterion Blu-rays.
And our shout out to our first ones, to Gunther and Nico, was it? Am I right?
Yes.
At the beginning of
yes, Nico C and Gunther. Hopefully Gunther has made it to the end of the show and is not bored to tears. No, we're so entertaining. But we're going to go out on Gunther. Here's a shout out to you, Gunther. We've dedicated the show to you. Hope you're feeling better, and we will hopefully hear from you soon.